It is the Mike Calta Show. It's 102.5 The Bone. Good morning, everybody. It is Thursday, April 18th, right? 2024, and we're coming to you live. I had to double check. How's everybody doing today?
Good.
Still rocking that backwards hat, huh?
Yeah. Yes. Well, my
here.
No, my hair's. I haven't shaved my head recently, so.
Ooh, can I see what it looks like?
Yeah.
Because oh, it looks good. Oh. Well, I thought it was gonna.
Looks like
all right.
It looks cute. Yeah, it's cute.
I thought it was gonna be like growing in some areas and not, but it grows in pretty evenly. At least
all right.
at this stage.
I am uncomfortable with it, so I just throw a hat on.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Understood.
Thank you. I went. What do you call full Burton?
You did.
I go full Burton. Yeah.
Oh man. Hi everybody.
Love you, Michael.
Oh, shut up.
If we have to rob a bank, we're gonna be in good shape.
Why?
Like everybody's wearing like black.
You know what's funny is
They're
that
dressed like ninjas.
I got up this morning and I grabbed a pair of shorts and then I grabbed the black shirt and it was this one which I wore yesterday but not the same shirt, and I was like, I just don't care anymore. I don't. Because after I leave here, it's a whole different world. You know what I mean? I usually take a shower after the show and then I change and go out into the world.
Yeah.
I wear shirts with colors and stuff.
Out in Gen Pop.
Yeah, exactly. I had a good day yesterday of doing not a lot of stuff.
That sounds nice.
Well, I just feel like I got some stuff organized, I did a lot of nothing, but a lot of just a lot. I don't know. I just had things to do and finally got everything done.
Are you growing in excitement for Benson Boone?
We did listen to a little Benson Boone yesterday, and now it's stuck in my head.
Oh, man.
So as I dig deeper into this kid's past, he was on American Idol, which I did not know until yesterday. And the reason I didn't know is because he left American Idol. Somebody said to him, "You are bigger than this show. Don't give them all your money." And he left.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Nice. So
how far along was he?
Don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I think that's the smartest thing that a kid can do. Get a little American Idol fame, then run.
But it's good that he's got people around him that not only that he trusts, but that are giving him solid advice.
Yeah. Also, I think a lot of these people that go on American Idol now are already established musicians as opposed to kids just trying to make it. You know?
Well, and they know. Like a lot of the people that go on American Idol, they already have a manager.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They already work with a team, and they know that they're literally just going on there for the publicity.
That's kind of like Shark Tank. There's some people that go on Shark Tank, and they'll call them out. Like Mark Cuban will call them out.
Yeah,
Say,
you're just here for
you don't want a deal. You just wanted people to see your product and all that stuff.
The latest one was, what is it? The Chillin' Reel. Have you seen that?
No, what is a Chillin' Reel?
Is it the cup with the?
It's a koozie with a fishing reel pole on it, but it's just a line. Like there's no thing. You do it by hand.
Yeah. Okay.
But so you can drink your beer, keep it cold in the koozie, and then you drop the line and you can go fishing from it.
Yeah. See,
you can't put your beer down for a second.
Here's the problem. Here's why I'd be terrible at Shark Tank, because I would go, "You're an idiot." Meanwhile, that's probably selling like $8 million a day.
Yeah, they already had a gross of $1 million in the first year that they put it out. They were just going on for the publicity.
Has anyone ever bought anything from Shark Tank?
I did look into overnight oats.
Overnight oats are good.
Which was on Shark Tank. There's been a couple products that I have looked up. I don't know whether
I bought things. I got a hat for my bananas.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
I got a wool hat for my bananas. Doesn't work.
We got the sponge with the smiley face.
Oh, yeah.
Scrub Daddy. Scrub Daddy's one of the biggest ones
We have a bunch
ever
of
on
those.
there.
What else did I get? Oh, I got a shirt for my wife that says anxious on it. Because this girl that, I don't remember if she was a psychologist or if she was a sufferer, but either way, she had shirts with one said anxious, one said nervous, one said depressed or something like that.
On Instagram? Is she real famous on Instagram?
Yeah, it blew up.
I think I actually follow her. She's got black hair.
I don't know what she looks like.
Yeah, I do.
So, I bought a couple of things, but I don't ever buy them. Like the minute I see them on the thing, I just go Google it, find it, and buy it. If it's on Amazon, I'm getting it through that.
Mark Cuban was talking about Shark Tank and the different products and different things that people do. He said that there was a woman that came in that had chocolate-covered pretzels, and they were delicious. They were great. Made a deal with her, did the deal. She made them for X amount of dollars, sold them for this much. He goes, so she had $14 in profit. Is what she had. And he goes, so of course after Shark Tank she blows up, she has all these, she's making them by hand, doing all this stuff, and he goes, and I just see her money just go down And he goes, I don't understand what's going on.
She ate them all.
No. She goes, well, I was so excited and I wanted to help everybody. I wanted to do free shipping. And he goes, how much does shipping cost? She was making like $14 per thing, whatever, $15.
Oh.
So she was paying $1 for everything.
my God, that's so dumb.
Her money, yeah. And he goes, well, there you go. You're done.
Yeah.
That's so dumb.
Wow.
But
ridiculous.
that's the thing is a lot of people have products and have certain things, but have no business sense.
Right.
You know?
No, that's just common sense. You know, that's ridiculous. I don't know. I'm trying to think. I think I bought some other thing out of all the great inventions that they've had on there and the things that could change people's lives in the world. I bought a hat for your banana.
Did it work?
No, I mean
yeah.
it slows it down by like a day. You know,
It's cute
Yeah.
though.
You can just use plastic wrap.
Yeah.
It'll be cheaper.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
It's funny because I have thought about that before because they have the banana stands that hold the thing. And I thought if you could come up with some sort of IV that you would plug into the banana that gave it the nutrients, whatever, like it was still on the vine,
Okay.
whether that would do something. You know?
I feel
know
like
that's
yes.
I know that's a lot to go. Just eat your goddamn banana.
right? That's the thing.
You
You
know.
eat them.
Yeah.
Galvin, I invest.
Oh, wow.
Hell
All right.
yeah.
What?
All right.
I don't
And
have
for
much.
those reasons, I'm out.
Yeah.
They have, so Shark Tank is here in America, and then over in England, they have
Duck tank.
Dragon Cage or something
Oh, really?
like Yeah, there's something.
They get
I
a
don't know.
dragon.
Yeah.
We're stuck with a shark.
it's
They get a
England.
dragon.
Yeah.
You sure that's not a Japanese thing?
No?
I thought that was a reason I'm out. I don't know. I've not heard of Dragon Tank, but I'm sure. I just assume it's Shark Tank England, Shark Tank
Dragon's
whatever.
Den.
Dragon's Den.
Oh,
Yeah, there you go.
And
Oh, it's the Israeli version. Sorry,
Ooh,
not
there you go. That
English.
makes more sense.
Israeli. Really? Does it?
Oh yeah.
When I think dragons, I think
yeah.
old
people,
England.
yeah.
No, but I would do,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
Game of Thrones.
I think the Far East.
For dragons?
Yeah.
well, yeah.
Oh, I'm thinking of Asian dragons. You're thinking of Game of Thrones dragons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah.
Okay.
but
same,
I
same.
don't think anyone thought of Israeli dragons.
No, I think if they name all their weapons cool names like that. So
Like Spanish, I think Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Right.
interesting.
Yeah.
House of Dragons is coming back this summer.
I'm not as excited.
What? You didn't-
House
you
of
didn't-
Dragons is good.
It was very
I
good.
don't
Yeah.
know. I had
Brings me
one-
right into something I wanted to tell you about. I watched a good movie yesterday.
Yeah. Did it have a dragon?
No dragons.
God- The Godfather?
For those reasons, I'm out.
It's The Godfather 2. You might have heard of it. Michael takes over.
Oh.
Knox Goes Away. Anyone? You don't have to look it up. I'll tell you about it.
All right.
It's with
Well-
Michael Keaton.
I can tell you that Knox was the character that Conor McGregor played in the new Roadhouse.
Oh, that's right.
Nothing to
That's
do with that,
right.
moron.
Is him just walking around looking for people?
Maybe that's where he ended up in the Keys.
Now go away.
Yeah.
It is Michael Keaton is a hitman.
Love
and
it. I'm already
Yeah.
in.
Yeah.
Michael Keaton can play anything.
He was
Funny,
great.
serious,
Yeah.
small role, big role, whatever you want him to play.
I do think the new Beetlejuice is going to stink.
No.
It's the long-awaited sequel never pans out.
I
It's
probably
hard.
agree with
It's
you.
hard.
Yeah.
It's hard.
But I do love Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
Michael Keaton is a hitman, and he I don't want to give anything away because it's worth watching. It's in the first scene. He goes away and he has rapid dementia. He is losing his mind, and it's happening in days. And he goes home. Some things happen. Then his son shows up at his house all bloody. He doesn't talk to his son. His son's like, I got nowhere to turn because they don't talk. And he brings him in. He helps him in. Turns out his son killed somebody. I don't want to say why or where. I'll let you figure it all out. And the movie plays out as he has to help him while he has dementia. So he's losing. He couldn't remember his middle name. He couldn't remember how to get home one time. Like, it was going pretty bad. But yet he still has to try and take care of his son before all this goes down. And it has a good surprise ending. And I'm not walking away going Academy Award, but worth my time.
Awesome.
So I heard about this because Michael Keaton was on with Dana Carvey and David Spade, and he was talking about this, and he directed this movie as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Michael Keaton
That's
directed
cool.
this.
Yeah, he acted well. He was good in the movie. The other characters were good. James Marsden plays his son, who does a really good
It's
job.
got 83% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah.
I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
I liked it
He was so good as Batman again in that new Flash movie.
because he didn't have a lot to do.
I mean, he had a pretty physical role with the scene where they're in the house. I mean, it probably wasn't him, but I thought that was awesome.
Yeah, no, it was good to see him
Yeah.
there. I mean, nostalgia reasons,
Yeah, but that was supposed to go into another, like a full-on Michael Keaton Batman movie, and then DC screwed it all up.
DC
As
screws
they
everything
do.
up.
Yeah, they canceled
as
everything.
do.
why they got this new Superman and they're not using Henry Cavill is amazing to me. Have you seen this guy? He just looks like a young nerd, and it's fine. I mean, you can make anybody with dark hair look like Superman, flip his little hair in the front, but is that really what we want?
No.
And all of a sudden, the studios are like, change the logo, change the logo. The logo is the most important thing.
Come on, guys.
Yeah, so now it's like a weird linear S instead of the curvy S.
Speaking of Henry Cavill, did you see that there is a AI made Bond trailer, Bond 26, with Henry Cavill and Margot Robbie as the Bond girl?
Okay.
And it already has like 2.4 million views.
I saw that.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
Oh, that's cool.
Those trailers confuse me now. I'm still waiting for the Lord Vader movie to come out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I highly recommend Knox Goes Away.
All right.
Wherever it is streaming, or you could find it, or whatever you say now.
In theaters. There you go.
And not in theater.
In theaters.
One of
The Dragon's Dead.
one of the funniest things happened on the cruise that I forgot to tell you about. Did you notice when you got in the elevator there was faint music in the background? So we get on the elevator, Pete and Pete is getting out and he's putting his head in there. I go, "What are you doing?" He goes, "I'm listening." I go, "To what?" He goes, "I thought you swallowed an AirPod." He goes, "I can hear music playing somewhere, but I can't hear where it's coming from. I thought maybe you swallowed an AirPod." I go,
Did you run into the piano player?
I saw him in one of the elevators, but I wasn't in that elevator.
Carmen, did you deal with the piano player or no?
Yeah, I actually saw him first because he was at one end of the boat and then he ended up on the other end. But I saw him when they first started at the front of the boat. And I was like, "Oh, cool." So we went around and we got in. And then we went to our room, got changed for dinner, and then we came out. And he was in that one. I was like, "How did they do that?"
So a keyboard player in there. I did not see.
A full piano player.
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's a full piano player, and he's in the elevator, which isn't very big. He's in the back corner with the piano, and he's got a little tip jar, and you get in there, and he's like, "Hello, my baby." Hello, my darling."
Like a stand-up piano type thing?
Yeah. I mean, he's sitting down,
wood.
but
Yeah, but I'm saying not like a grand.
No.
It's one of the
Yeah.
taller
That would
ones.
be hilarious.
Yeah.
Like in the old
You
time
only take,
saloons.
only take one person at a time in the elevator.
Yeah,
You have to sit on the piano.
Doors don't close.
Yeah, it was weird because that boat didn't really have like a theme, and yet they had a circusy time
Yeah.
piano player, and I guess they did. They had the boardwalk area.
All right. That makes more sense. I didn't know what that. I thought it was just like a street area, but boardwalk makes way more sense.
I saw three things on the boat:
Yeah.
the pool,
The casino.
the casino, and then the dining room.
God, but you're 100% right. I did not go. I don't even know what Johnny Rockets was. I kept
Yeah.
seeing that it was there.
Oh, that was up by the back.
Yeah.
Where all the
I
kids
at
stuff
one
was.
point was walking in the place with all the shops and stuff, and then saw a staircase that went down into the casino, and I went, "Oh,
Yeah.
all right," and just went down
Yeah,
there.
you're right. It was,
Yeah.
there was many options to get into the casino.
Yeah.
So just our little cruise talk. I don't know the name of the boat that we're going on for the next one. Does anybody?
I think it's Voyager.
I
Yeah,
do if I
sounds
can
right.
find it.
Voyager.
I
of the
keep wanting to
Seas.
say Magellan.
I know.
No, it's
I
not
wish.
What was this one?
We were on the
Mariner.
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 Yeah.
That's what I think you're thinking of.
Yeah.
I was talking to some potential people yesterday that may want to go on the cruise next year, and they were like, "Is the boat big like you went on this last one?" I said, "I don't know."
It's
Yes,
bigger.
because-
It's the Voyager.
Yeah, it's Voyager, and yeah, we're going from Port Canaveral, so it's a big boat.
It's the same class, so I think it's very similar.
Perfect. They were like, "Does it have the water slides?" I go, "Are you gonna go on a water slide?"
Yeah.
This last one had an ice rink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Never saw it.
Did
Never
you
saw
guys see
it.
the ice show?
Never saw
Nope.
it.
I
Never-
gotta tell you.
never even
Carmen
saw the
loved the ice show.
Yeah.
Listen, I got great reviews from it. I was like, okay, we got to go check this out. For an ice show on a boat, it was fantastic. Even Ian Beckles liked it.
Yeah, he did.
He
You know what I
did.
mean?
He
Yeah.
did, but he was on mushrooms.
Yeah, it's true.
But again, yeah, I mean that would have made it so much better. But it had like it was circus themed. They were very good ice skaters. It was, and then like in the middle of it, you're like, I'm on a boat in the middle of the ocean.
Yeah.
and it creeps you out a little bit. But then you're like, oh, but the show.
Do you know they have open skate?
They did?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
didn't know
Joey
that
went
either.
one time when we've been on a ship like that before, and Joey was playing hockey at the time. So him and my nephews went did the open skate. He brought his own skates, but they wouldn't let him use it. He packed his own skates, brought them all the way on the boat, and they wouldn't let him use them.
I can't believe they would let the skates on the boat to begin with.
Slice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like in his bag.
They
and stuff
did,
Like that.
yeah.
That's crazy.
I guess they assumed we have ice skating.
Yeah.
What could
Right.
they possibly
Right.
do? Anyway, it was good, and I mean, I'm falling into the trap of already thinking about the cruise.
Yeah.
Which is going to make it take forever to
Yep.
get here.
Just let it go.
I'm
It's
telling you, we
gonna
should
be
do
here
two.
in a minute.
It's going to be what?
It's gonna be here in any minute.
I know.
It goes
but
so fast.
It doesn't, though. It just, when it gets there, we're so happy that it's there. We're like, oh, finally.
Yeah.
And also, you don't want it to go too fast, Carmen. It's another year you're alive.
Oh, trust me, I get it.
Yeah.
But I am already working out for it. I'm getting ready
Good.
now.
Start now.
Yeah.
When
It takes a while now.
when I was a kid in radio and I first started and I used to get like salary bumps every year, I couldn't wait for the years to pass. And then all of a sudden I was like 30 and I went, well, hold on a second.
Yeah.
To get $2,000, maybe I don't want that extra year. I think about the times that I thought I was making great money in this business. And I was not. How happy I was though.
Yeah.
Living with Pete and making $15,000 a year and doing nothing, and I'm like, woo, this is the best job ever. I think the sex kind of evened that out.
What do you mean?
There was a lot more sex.
With
Yeah,
Pete.
well-
Pete.
It made it a lot rougher.
A lot more.
I say sex, but I just mean girls. There was a lot more girls. It was a lot more fun. Like a Tuesday could have been girls coming over and watching movies with you. You know, that was fun. Even though you didn't have any money, you didn't really.
Yeah.
I knew the money. I had to build back up because I was working. I didn't get into radio until I was 28.
Right.
So, and I was working in the nightclub business and I was making decent money. I was making about 65,000 a year, back then. And then I went to radio and my first year, I think I made 12,000.
Yeah,
it
it's
was
a terrible
ridiculous,
business.
but it was something I wanted to do. And instead of going to school for it, I just got a job at the radio station and learned how to do everything.
Yeah. I had a pretty big house in Wesley Chapel. It was 2 stories, 1, 2, 3, 4 bedrooms. It was not bad. We had a pool and the whole thing. And I can't tell you how many delivery drivers and lawn guys just go, oh man, I thought your house would be bigger. Oh, I don't know. I work on an AM sports station that doesn't get out of the parking lot. Well, how much money did you think I made?
Right.
Those are rough years. Well, anyway,
Yeah.
what else?
Feeling those years right now.
Oh yeah.
I mean, honestly,
At least you didn't fall first.
just inflation. It's insane. Like to try and eat healthy and do anything besides just work and go and sit at your house. It's tough
Yeah,
right now.
I'm still going, Carmen. I haven't cheated yet.
Are you? Good job.
Yeah,
I'm
and
proud of you.
I went to Prime Butcher yesterday.
For dinner.
Yeah, for my dinner. No, just for a snack. I like to eat raw meat.
Oh, me too. What?
I just throw it on the floor.
My wife was out last night, so I made steaks for me and the kids. 'Cause she doesn't really like it.
Do you have a
And,
goal
Steak.
or like how long you're going to stay on this diet?
No, until I
weeks.
become normal.
Break.
Until what? Until I
Until you
break.
Yeah.
No,
Basically.
like here's the thing. I look to the future as to like what could throw me off, and I just have to be prepared for it. Like we have a gig on the 17th at Joyland, and I love to go down there and drink the beers and have fun and play. But I just tell Tom, leave me waters.
Yeah.
That's all that happens.
Yeah,
Just gotta
or
be prepared.
tequila.
No, can't do that either.
Tequila is pretty
But
good when
that
you're on a
would
diet.
that would be a solid month of you being on the diet. So
Yeah.
that would be a good little.
Look
What?
at
But all it
already
takes is
trying
one.
to kick him off his diet.
I'm not.
A couple beers.
This is coming
No
from the lady who
beers.
says inflation is making her eat bad.
That's
I
not
thought
what
she-
All your
I said.
excuses.
I
all
thought
the
she meant
excuses.
she was inflated.
Yeah.
100% of.
No, Carmen, I just think that it takes one incident, one.
Yeah.
I'll just have a couple of beers.
You got to stay focused until you hit your goal.
Hey, find your balance, man.
Let's just go to Hooters.
Oh, stop with the balance.
Oh,
Fine.
okay.
Don't
Sorry.
love me big.
You don't gotta take good advice. That's fine with me.
That's not good advice.
Yeah, it is.
If I had balance, I wouldn't have fell in the backyard.
Yeah, it really depends on the person. You either, some people can go and they go, oh, yeah, now I'll have a little bit of this and then go back to it immediately, whatever. But there's other people that go, well, now it's over. I had
Right.
one potato chip, so and eat 4 pizzas.
Eating steak off the floor.
Yeah, that's why, whenever I do any of that stuff, I'm just 100% where I'm like, I'm not even looking
That
at
you
any other
have
stuff.
to be. It's the only way to do it.
No, it's not. That's what he was just saying.
Yeah, it depends on the person.
Yeah.
For me.
Right.
Yeah, that's the only way to do it. Because if I eat a potato chip, I'm gonna be like, well, we'll start Monday.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, just one little French fry.
Stop.
Luckily, I'm
Gio,
not
you're the
attracted.
worst.
I'm not attracted to the French fries. When I got my daughter Wendy's again yesterday, handed it to her, it smelled nothing.
That is
I don't know
tough.
how that kid doesn't weigh 300 pounds.
But that's how you know you're strong, right there. Is if you can handle fast
It's
food.
not strong. I'm not attracted to it.
She doesn't
So
weigh 300 pounds because of her metabolism now.
Now, yeah,
But
yeah.
if she continues eating Wendy's every day,
Yeah.
when her metabolism slows down, then all of a sudden.
By the way, I don't really take her every day. There's certain days where she has dance, so she won't eat dinner till 7:00. So I get her something a little in between. Yeah, I don't. That's the other thing with those kids. I get them steaks, and they eat. Even Joey, he eats like 4 bites. He's like, I'm full. I'm like, whose son are you? What? Whose son are you?
Yeah.
Of a
And then he
fillet.
orders Chipotle.
And then he orders. That's the problem because he already went to Chipotle.
That sounds delicious.
and all the other stuff.
I want the steak.
I ate from
too.
Chipotle the other night.
Chipotle is really good.
It is good. Not as good as the filet, but
I mean,
Right.
you get a bowl of meat on top of lettuce is not nearly as fun as rice, but it worked out.
I'm telling you right now, that's what I ate a lot of was just the lettuce with double chicken, and I would do the red sauce, which is really hot.
Spicy, yeah.
I put it on the side. Yeah, I can't put it on there. I have to put it on the side and have just a little bit of it because that is.
I put it on there, and it's so funny you do that, Galvin, because I was going to say I take a bite of it, and I turn into the Kramer. I looked at my wife and go, spicy. Spicy.
It is a lot.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I was watching Seinfeld last night,
Yeah.
and literally the episode that you just talked about, Galvin.
Which
where
one?
George becomes smart, Elaine
Yeah.
becomes dumb,
Yeah.
and Kramer starts the smoking thing. That was the second episode that aired
So
when I was
good.
watching it.
I introduced my daughter to Seinfeld last night, and she lost her mind at George's hair.
Yeah.
She couldn't believe, like, he has, like, the horseshoe.
Right.
Yeah.
She's like, look at his hair. And I go, he's balding. And she's like, why does he keep it like that? And I just thought, I guess it is pretty
Yeah.
off-putting if you've never seen it before.
I love when he's trying to grow the hair back and has the Chinese stuff, whatever, and then Elaine just yells at him right in his face. You're bald. I was watching last night, and it was with Kathy Griffin on there. Whenever she's
Yeah.
trying to do the thing, whatever, and Jerry goes, "Oh, there's so and so, and she's this terrible comedian, and she should just get out of the business, whatever." And he comes up and he goes, "Hey, Susan," or whatever her name is, and then Kramer goes, "Why don't you just quit?" Because that's what Jerry said before he walked up.
That is still the funniest show. I don't know what's on TV now. Like, I don't know what I'd watch now on the regular channel. I do the same thing. I watch Jeopardy, and then I go upstairs to go to bed, and I watch Netflix or something on there. Like, I don't know what shows are on television.
Anything good's on demand. Like no.
But I mean,
Everything's
like,
streaming.
Yeah. I don't
what
know
is
what's on-
is there a good show on television
On
right
like
now?
network television, not that I'm aware of. I mean, I'll
have
watch like
it.
cooking shows, but that's about
Yeah,
it.
whatever
Yeah.
Gordon Ramsay show pops up, I'll watch
Yeah,
that.
I like that Next Level Chef. I'll watch that. But
I could tell you the top pick on Google for shows on network TV: The Cleaning Lady.
I can't believe
Stop it.
Swear to
I
God.
can't believe that's
Shut
still a
up.
show.
She's just a cleaning lady.
She's
I'm just the cleaning lady.
What
Oh,
about-
she's just a cleaning lady, guys. Let's go
Yeah.
into the other room.
Don't worry about it.
She got away. Jesus Christ.
What about the other one, Queen Latifah?
Oh, the Equalizer. Yeah,
Is that still on?
Let's see.
It is. I can tell you it is. Yeah.
I know Survivor and The Amazing Race is still on.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Which is crazy.
Survivor is in its 48th season.
yeah.
The
Schmidt
Equalizer.
from New Girl had a show like Neighbors or something that was doing really well.
Yeah, him and
But that-
Cedric. The
I watched
entertainer,
that.
yeah.
I've seen that before.
Yeah, The Equalizer's and it's going into its 5th season.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
With Queen Latifah?
Yep.
Unbelievable.
Yep. Then
My-
there's
that's from Wolf of Wall Street with Equalizer, and he goes, my dad would lose his mind when somebody would call, who would call during the Hello.
The fake accent. Hello.
Oh, yes, Johnny O.
Very good, sir.
All right, 727-579-1025 or 800-771-1025. We got a good show today. We'll have an open letter rewind coming up here next. If you missed it yesterday, we'll replay that for you today. A comedian named H. Foley, him and KJ, Kevin Ryan, they do a show, a podcast called Are You Garbage? And it is very successful. And they are bringing it here to the Tampa Theater. And Foley's going to join us on the show a little bit later on. Good dude. Both those guys are good dudes, and basically it's them talking to comics, asking them questions, and deciding whether they're classy or garbage. And I have been on before. I was deemed garbage, surprisingly. But we'll, yeah, right, Joe? Surprise.
That is a surprise, Michael. I don't agree with it.
As he sits there in a sleeveless shirt.
Yeah, I live in Florida. This should be the standard. This should be the standard T-shirt. You ever go to Bermuda? I've been to Bermuda. Have you been to Bermuda?
Jamaica. Ooh, I want to take
you. When I was a kid, I went to Bermuda, and people really wear Bermuda shorts. So they'll wear a full suit with a jacket and a tie and everything, and shorts, like matching shorts. It looks ridiculous, but also if you live in Bermuda, fantastic idea.
Not really, though, because you're still wearing a suit coat and
But
all
you can
that
take
stuff.
the coat off
Yeah,
when you
I
get to
know,
your
but it's-
destination, and you're just wearing a. Listen. A tie is completely unnecessary. What does the tie?
Oh,
do?
100%.
Right. So what we need to do is realize that we'd be wearing powdered wigs if somebody didn't go, why are we wearing these powdered wigs?
Yeah.
At some point we have to go, why do we have sleeves?
Yeah, I always
90 degrees out.
If somebody knows their stuff and they're super rich and they come walking in jeans and hoodie, I go, this guy's smarter than everybody else.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like all suit. This guy's suit. Get out of here.
Yeah.
You're wearing a suit because you have to wear a suit. He's wearing jeans and a hoodie because he's a multi-billionaire
Right.
and can wear whatever he wants.
Doesn't care what you think about him.
Yeah.
I just don't. I don't like to be uncomfortable.
Although, if you met with a surgeon and he was wearing a tank top, you'd be like, I don't know about this.
He'd be like, hey, don't worry about it.
Yeah. So,
I'm going to get in there. I'm going to scramble around a little bit. Let's see what comes out.
honey, did you meet the kid's teachers? I don't think he's got a good look. I don't think that's good. All right, let's take a break. We'll do some commercials. We'll come back with the open letter rewind, and then we'll dive right into Sporkle. It's the Mike Calta Show. This is 102.5 The Bone. Carmen, we got a bunch of stuff to give away, don't we? What do we have left?
We do. We have tickets for Don Felder, Heart and Cheap Trick, Bad Religion, Stone Temple Pilots, and Aerosmith.
Don Felder will be done the show on Friday. Then next week, the guys from, this is a good one. It's personal to me. The guys from Saigon Kick will be here, but not a reunited Saigon Kick. I'm in the middle of this
Mediator?
divorce. What? No, I don't think I could be the mediator because there's so much hate between the two, or at least between the one. Matt Kramer and Jason Bieler will never get along. I don't ever see that happening. But Jason Bieler did an album as Saigon Kick after Matt was out of the band, and it is the anniversary of that album. So he and Phil Verone and some other folks from the band are going to be reuniting and doing a show at the Capitol Theater, which is exciting. But also the Bee Gees. You familiar with the Bee Gees?
I've heard of the Bee
Yes.
Gees, yes.
Who?
The Bee Gees,
Oh,
Carmen.
okay.
The Barry Gibb, his son Steven is a musician and is playing with the Saigon Kick guys and coming in the studio with them.
That's
next week.
cool.
Yeah, because I heard this kid's got stories to tell, man. I heard he's been around since the 70s with superstars. He might be my into John Travolta.
Oh, dude.
I mean, be at the Capitol Theater downtown Clearwater.
That'd be awesome.
Man, Jesus, somebody's got to get me to the guy. I mean, really. I mean, I'm starting to think the guy just doesn't want to meet me.
Oh, I doubt that very much, Michael.
People say he has acknowledged the fact that I want to be his best friend.
See?
They say they run into him in public and they say, "Hey, Mike," he goes, "I've heard." Yeah, but yet people tell Gio he has no interest in being on the show.
Well, nope.
It's Gio's fault.
It might
Maybe
be.
he's a different liaison. Or person. I don't know.
You're right. You're right.
We'll see. We'll see what happens. All right, we do have stuff to give away. What is that stuff?
I just told you.
Tell me again. No, I can't.
I
don't-
exited out of it.
Sorry, don't worry about it. Let's do it right now with a little bit of Sporkle. Here we go. Carmen is the keeper of Sporkle. Pat is your judge and scorekeeper. Who won yesterday? I won yesterday.
Yes, Michael, yeah.
And there is no rule currently.
Correct.
And that is that.
Yes.
All right. Carmen, what are we playing today?
Okay, today we're going to be playing Missing Word game shows. I'm going to give you part of the title of a game show. You're going to give me the missing word.
Got it.
Okay? Very simple. I've got a blank.
Clue.
Feeling.
These are U.S. game shows.
Oh.
I've got a...
Secret.
Yes,
At
at
the
the
buzzer.
buzzer. Galvin.
I couldn't get. I got a feeling out of my head when Gio said it.
I've got the feeling. Oh.
This is the only one, but this one has two answers. I will accept either.
All right.
Okay? Beat the
Clock.
Mike Calta. Geeks was the other one I would have accepted. Sale of the
Century.
Galvin. Sharks.
Tank. Nope.
Idiots.
I know what it is.
Card.
Yeah.
Mike, name that.
Tune.
Mike, rollers.
Tie.
Mike, feud.
Family.
Yes, Pap.
Geo.
Galvin.
That was me.
Galvin.
Oh, what?
I mean, I just blurred.
I thought it was me.
Figure it out. Fight amongst yourselves.
Joe.
The point goes to
Joe?
Galvin.
All right. Galvin gets the point.
Then why did you say me?
Because I thought I heard you first.
You're the judge. You have to go by what you hear.
Yes. No, I
And
realized.
then Galvin told you something different.
No, he did not tell me something different.
Mike did.
I did. I gave him.
Other people in the room.
Oh, you're the worst. You're the worst.
Integrity, bro.
It's not about integrity. You make the call and then you change it when the people that you're the worst.
I mean, technically, it would be better for me to say Gio got it.
Put some bass in your voice. son.
Oh, my God.
The recall.
All right.
Sorry, Gio.
Missing word game show.
Why even bother?
Your next one. Win, lose,
Draw.
or Mike Calta and Pap. We are halfway there.
Geo and Spanish are not on the board. They have 0 points.
What a scumbag.
Galvin has 3, and Michael is your leader right now. He's winning with 5.
He's so terrified Galvin will get angry at him that he just flips.
He's not terrified.
He just flips.
I just said it was me.
Yeah.
I can't believe that happened.
All right. Missing word game shows. Your next one. Are you then a fifth
Smarter.
grader? Yes, Pap.
Spanish.
Yeah.
Now that's
Galvin.
the thing. That was me, right?
That
like
was
you know
Galvin.
that it was me. Thank you.
Go ahead. Flip.
That was me.
Flip.
Let's go.
Galvin gets the point. Next.
Joe, you terrified?
No, I'm not terrified.
100%.
This is a group decision.
No, it's
No,
not.
it's
You're
not.
Yeah, well, when integrity is required, yes, it is a group decision,
No,
Gio.
you're the judge.
Yeah,
You're there
no.
to make the call.
Well, no, that's not the case. We have discussed integrity on this show before, and
No.
specifically with this
You're
game.
filled with integrity.
If you don't like it, then put some bass in your voice.
Yeah.
He said
Yeah.
he said that 5 times now.
No, I've said it
Yeah,
twice.
you suck at this.
Well, I have integrity. That was Galvin for sure.
Thank you.
yeah.
Galvin gets the point.
Just say,
Bad
I don't know
job.
what I'm doing. Please, everybody help me.
I'm keeping score.
It is difficult.
All right?
Not a
I
yell.
don't know
There we
what
go.
the
There we
answers
go.
are
All right, here
ahead
we
of
go.
time.
There we go.
Not a yelling.
Don't
There we go.
need to
There we
know.
go.
Yes.
Idiot.
No,
no,
he
you
doesn't.
don't.
Because
No, you don't.
all I know is who answered first. I don't know if
That's
they're
all
right or
you
not.
need to know.
It doesn't matter. If somebody answers right and somebody answers wrong,
Carmen, we just have to
and the
accept
wrong person answers
what it
first,
is.
I don't know what the answer is, so
Are we
I'm
still
gonna.
playing
you
the game?
don't need to know.
Are we still
Your
playing the
next
game?
one. Yes. Your next one.
Horrible.
Jokers.
Wild.
Yes, Galvin.
Oh, there's no integrity there?
Judge.
No, that's fine.
Galvin gets the point.
Sweep.
Supermarket.
Yes, Mike Calta. To tell the
Truth.
Mike. Let's make a
Deal.
Galvin. You bet your
Life.
Galvin. For a day.
Queen.
Mike. Tic tac.
Toe.
Doe.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Doe.
Oh,
Mike
damn it.
Calta. And Pap. We're on the last 3.
Gio and Spanish are not on the board. Galvin has 7. Michael has 9.
All right. Missing word game shows. Last 3. Here we go. The price is
Right.
Pap.
No idea.
I would say tie. I mean, I would just throw in my 2 cents.
No
Anyone
idea.
else?
No idea.
I mean, I would say me, but okay. I mean, you know, whatever.
No
It
point.
It doesn't matter what I say.
No. No, it doesn't.
Okay. No point.
No point.
Your luck,
Press.
Mike. And your last one, squares.
Family.
No, Hollywood.
Mike.
The it is so funny. Galvin hears himself first on every
Yeah,
answer.
I know. Isn't it crazy? If only we had a judge.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah. We'll have to review the tape. Your final score, Gio 0, Spanish 0, Galvin with 7 points, and Michael is your triumphant champion today. He won with 11.
What a surprise.
Thank Thank God all the things I do for Joe, he votes for me.
Yeah. It makes sense.
Should.
Did you throw the garbage day, Joe?
Yes.
Garbage day.
Only reason he has a job.
Yep. That is true.
Well, hey, I mean, we should feel good about this victory.
Way to go.
Congratulations, Michael.
Thank you, Spanish. Good morning. Who's this?
Joe,
Joe, you're the controversial winner today.
thank you very much.
Please hold for a minute. Carmen will get you during the break and we'll hook you up with a prize. There you go. I don't like when I win and everybody's mad at everybody.
I'm not mad.
I'm not mad.
I mean, kind of,
I'm not
you.
mad.
You didn't even answer any.
I answered just late.
So you're not mad.
No.
You're not mad.
I'm definitely not mad.
Galvin?
I'm not mad. It's, you know,
Yeah, I just.
it's the
We're
same
just
all the
used to
time.
it now.
That, yeah, exactly.
It's just,
Sorry, everyone.
That I agree with.
Nah, don't be sorry, Joe.
I'm not really sorry.
I just.
Carmen, what do you mean you're the initial judge?
Yeah.
She's giving
Yes,
the questions and doing that. She can't be the judge.
and I'm buzzing, and I'm also not there.
right.
You're not.
There is a huge difference.
No, I know, but it's not
Right.
not easy. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's a tie.
Okay.
There will be. There will always be someone who is upset.
If I feel I got the answer a smidgen of a second before, but it's probably more tie, I will say tie. It's a tie.
I
Never
always
say tie.
I
never-
What?
never said tie.
Mike has never said
I said tie
in his
today.
life.
The first time.
first
And
time,
you
yeah.
also cannot control yourself without giving your opinion on who
Yeah.
No,
got
that's
it.
true. It
has
And then
not-
that influences Joe.
Always.
Yeah.
Whatever you
And then
think
Joe
says.
goes with you. No, that's not integrity. Then Joe goes with you, and then whoever gets mad, then he doesn't make them up.
Yep.
Where no matter how far behind they answer, he says it's that person.
Yes.
Yeah.
We all know the Joe route. Yeah. What do we have coming up in news, Galvin?
Coming up in news today, Cheddar Bay Bye Bye.
Ooh, creamy coconut.
no.
Creamy coconut Dr. Pepper?
Yes.
I'd try that.
So they've got the dirty drinks. Have you? Well, we talked about this. Sonic is doing the dirty drinks,
Right.
Where they have the different sodas and they put in like a creamy thing. Whatever. It actually sounds pretty good.
A zero sugar creamy coconut Dr. Pepper. All right. All right.
But
I'm
think
out.
about Dr. Pepper. You think they're putting out any product that's not delicious?
No, you're probably right.
You know?
You're probably right.
Even though it sounds a little bit weird, I bet you it's fantastic. It's Laverne with the Pepsi and milk. You know?
Yeah.
It
All right,
sounds weird.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to throw off the news.
Today, coming up in news, Cheddar Bay Bye Bye, Fair Share, and Corn Chip Fever. Yeah.
I can only imagine Cheddar Bay Bye Bye means Red Lobster's getting rid of Cheddar Bay biscuits. And if they did, it's time to close down Red Lobster.
You're close.
It's climb, yeah, because
Something.
that's the only good thing you have going for it.
Something's
All
happening.
right, all right, good. Let's take a quick break. We'll dive right into news next. It's a Mike Calta Show. This is 102.5 The Bone. All right, let's do it. Let's get into news.
And now, news with Galvin on the Mike Calta Show.
What do we have in news today, Galvin?
Today's news is brought to you by Pelt Shoes, and I got to tell you, I look at people's shoes. You know, they say in Shawshank, how often do you really look at a man's shoes? I look a lot. Spanish, you need some new shoes.
Yeah,
Because
I
you've
do.
been rocking those Sauconys for quite some
Yeah,
time.
it's been about a year.
You have other shoes?
Nah.
All right.
I lost them.
July? That's right. Sorry.
You know?
Didn't mean to bring that up. July,
soon.
right? Your
Yeah,
birthday, July?
July,
All
yeah,
right.
yeah.
I got you marked
Yeah.
down for some
Thank
new
you, thank
shoes.
you.
We'll,
What size shoe are you?
Let's see.
ladies 4?
Yeah.
No, I would
For
say
real?
he's an 8.
In kid size or
8?
adult size?
I would have hoped a 10.
This is an 8. No, I'm not a 10.
there you go. He's an 8.
8?
Yeah.
Infant feet.
You want to put on
Elven
my shoe
feet.
real
All
quick?
right, all right.
All right.
What are you?
I'm a 12.
Okay.
Oh my God.
But that
Imagine if that's how big your feet were.
Nice.
Same size body and everything.
that looks like normal. Like if you didn't have the other little baby shoe on, you know.
I don't know. It kind of looked like he was on jet skis a little
Yeah.
bit,
Yeah,
or water skis.
Yeah, that felt comfortable.
These are nice, right?
That's
These
a
are the ultras.
comfy
Yeah.
shoe.
What if your feet are like those goldfish, where if you give them more room, they'll grow?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I-
They turn into carp.
So I took your advice actually, and I got a pair of those. They're called they're like barefoot shoes. Those were super comfortable for a while, but those they
I don't
wore
know
a
how
hole in them.
that was my advice.
Well, because of the wide toe box, you were like, you should get a nice big wide toe box.
Absolutely, yeah.
Love a good wide toe box.
Yeah, for sure.
Ultras are the best.
They are the best, and they have them right there at Pelt's. They also have all the stuff you need for pickleball. If you're out there doing some pickleball, it's perfect weather out there. They got Skechers, New Balance, K-Swiss, Asics. Really, they have any kind of shoe that you're looking for, whether you need some dress shoes, you need some shoes for the beach, you need some of the Hey Dudes, you need some flip-flops. They have them all right there in stock, ready to go. And they have the Pelt's Shoe Fit Expert Center to make sure you get the perfect fitting shoe. They have the digital map of your foot on there. You go on and step on the thing. They'll give you all the information that you need. Pelt's has 6 locations throughout Pinellas, Sarasota, and Fort Myers. Stop into a Pelt's today. Make sure you tell them Galvin from the Mike Calta Show sent you. President Joe Biden said Wednesday he strongly supports a proposal from Republican House Speaker Mike Johnson to provide aid to Ukraine, Israel, and Taiwan, sending crucial bipartisan support to the precarious effort to approve $95 billion in funding for the U.S. allies this
Make sure
week.
everybody hates us.
Yeah.
Just make sure China hates us with Taiwan. Make sure anybody that's not in Israel hates us, and make sure Putin hates us even more.
After agonizing for days over how to proceed on the package, Johnson pushed ahead on a plan to hold votes on 3 funding packages to provide about $61 billion for Ukraine, $26 billion for Israel, and $8 billion to allies in the Indo-Pacific, as well as several other foreign policy proposals in a 4th bill. The plan roughly matches the amounts that the Senate had already approved.
When is the time that everybody was like, we approve $20 billion to go to America because they gave us so much money?
Because if they did that, they can't launder the money back to themselves.
Right.
That's what the whole NXT thing and all that was.
Well, the good
proving.
thing is everybody's already paid us back.
Right.
Yeah.
Look, we're still in debt too. We're giving people billions of dollars, and we still owe billions of dollars.
Yeah, but that's a big part of it is we just keep on giving money. Print some more. Turn the printers back on.
Crazy,
Let's go.
yeah.
It is crazy, and I don't understand. Like, I'd like to see Israel annihilate Hamas, not Palestine, but Hamas. Get Hamas out of there, because I believe the Palestinian people seem to really hate the Israelis as well. So I don't know what the deal is, but it seems like they're the aggressor and they're the bad ones, and Iran attacked, and I would think there has to be you respond 10 times worse. And then they keep threatening, if you do respond, we're going to... that's what you have to do. If you get punched in the face, you got to punch them back 3 times.
So the only thing that worries me about that whole situation is when you look back in history, there have been a couple of times where Israel did some sneaky sneaks.
Yeah.
Like in World War II, they had an Israeli pilot driving a Japanese plane trying to kamikaze. So, and proxy wars from the CIA. Yeah, so like we don't really know what's happening, who started what. So... I have to take everything
from what I have to take everything on the surface, because I don't know. I don't know. I saw a bunch of rockets go from Iran to Israel. If that's not true, I think somebody would be saying it.
But
my big thing is, and I know it's not this easy, but nobody's helping us. Nobody's doing anything. If we get involved, then we're the worst. If we don't get involved, we're the worst. Whatever. Yeah, I just go, you guys take care of yourself. We're doing our thing. Build a giant wall around America. Screw you guys.
Too much money to be made.
Yeah.
There's way too much money to be made at war.
It's crazy, though.
Yeah.
Who are we voting for president?
Well, before you decide, you may want to hear about this. With all this money stuff going on, President Joe Biden called out the vast and long-standing pay gap between men and women in sports after current WNBA salaries drew widespread criticism on social media this week. On Tuesday, Biden on Twitter said that, quote, women in sports continue to push new boundaries and inspire us. But right now, we're seeing that even if you're the best, women are not paid their fair share. It's time that we give our daughters the same opportunities as our sons and ensure women are paid what they deserve. Jesus. What they deserve.
They're getting what they
deserve. If nobody's showing up to the games, if your business is losing money every year, you're not going to get paid the same as a business that makes billions of dollars every year.
It's wild.
I don't know if you know this, but I love to play basketball.
Really?
I am terrible at basketball. I don't have a good shot. I get tired quick. But I just love, if 5 guys said, let's go out and play basketball tomorrow, I'd go out and play basketball. And I wouldn't be good at it. It's got to be, like, I used to play with my brother-in-laws and my brothers-in-law and my father-in-law. we'd go out there and we'd play. I even knocked my father-in-law down once before I was married by accident. I thought it was like, well, that's
him like Shaq.
Awesome.
I actually did. I knocked him over by accident. I stood over and I go, you want some more? But anyway, I love it. But I'm terrible at it. And no one would pay me to watch it. But if I started the Fat Guy Basketball League tomorrow and it was just a bunch of guys my age with no basketball skills, who would want to see that?
Yeah.
So
I think actually a lot of people.
Yeah,
will.
but not $20 million a year worthy, right?
But if they did and you made a bunch of money, then you would pay
Get
the player.
what I deserve.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I just don't understand.
You got to make more to pay more.
Listen, life is not fair. Not everybody's going to be equal, and not everybody should be equal.
No.
I'm not going and playing in the NFL. You're not going to play in the NBA. It's just not going to happen. I don't understand why people think everybody should be fair all the time and get all this stuff. If everything was fair, then you'd pay the same price for a meal from Gordon Ramsay as you would for Wendy's.
And
you know
here's
what I mean?
the other thing is that Caitlin Clark, although she makes $400,000 a year playing basketball,
Not a
even
year. That's
4 years.
That's her contract. She makes $76,000, I think, the first year, and then it bumps up. Whatever.
oh my God,
Yeah.
that's awful. But anyway, she will make millions of dollars.
Yes.
Because where she
Endorsements.
does deserve it is endorsements. So she is going to use her talents to make money elsewhere. But unfortunately, the game that she plays is not watched by many people. And I don't understand if a normal person can't make that, can't make that difference, work out between the two. Then they have mental problems.
You got to put asses in seats.
Yeah.
And maybe she's the one that ends up doing it, that can raise all these salaries. Who knows?
She did a good job on Saturday Night Live by saying, there have been people before me, and she named some of her idols and stuff, and said, and I'm good. I feel good about going forward and breaking that wall down. Yeah, she's nobody was going. You watch that show about the Lakers. Nobody was really going to basketball. That guy bought the Lakers for pennies compared to what a team is worth now, and built it up to become something huge.
If we were not getting ratings, we would not be here. They would not be.
I would not have
paying us.
13 refrigerators.
Yeah, they would not
ridiculous.
be paying us to be on the radio if we weren't getting ratings.
You're 100% right. It's the difference. We all do a morning show, but I guarantee you that I get paid more than whatever is on in the morning at WFLA, and that guy gets paid more than whatever is on 10 a.m. in the morning.
Well, it's like the NFL versus the USFL and the XFL.
Right.
Obviously, those guys are not making NFL salaries because there's not as much of a draw to watch the product.
No fighter that fought over at the fairgrounds got a $300,000 bonus whenever they knock somebody out because they're not in the UFC. If you want to be in the UFC, you have to be the best. You have to get in there. UFC is the biggest. That's what everybody watches. They're going to make the most money. It's simple.
Listen, I don't want to fight with anybody, and I'm not saying call up just to argue. But
I'd love to fight.
But if you do have an opposing view on that, whether you're a woman or somebody that's saying, yeah, but you guys are missing this, I'd love to hear it, because it seems like the most common sense thing. It doesn't have to be women's sports. It could be anything that's not making a lot of money based on the amount of people that are not going to see it.
Caitlin Clark is an awesome basketball player. And even in my open letter, I said she is an awesome basketball player. Not female basketball player, not any of that stuff. She's an awesome basketball player. But if you want her to make more money, buy tickets, go see her, buy her stuff. That will make her more money.
Why can't I stop calling her Caitlin Cook?
I don't know. Is she a comedian?
I don't know.
I think, or Kelsey Cook, I think, is a comedian.
Well, now you're going to make me call this one Kelsey Clark.
By the way, speaking of Caitlin Clark, Fanatics has the next batch of Nike's jerseys for the Indiana Fever star on pre-order now, with the disclaimer that they will not be shipping until August, and they don't ship from Dick's Sporting Goods until October.
But that's great.
I ordered mine.
Like, that's good. That's good that's happening.
No, I guess there was a snafu. Something happened, whatever. Yeah, which they won't be shipping until.
Because Joe, you got to think that they knew she was going to go to that team forever.
I meant the demand that people are buying.
Yeah,
over
people are
and,
buying them, but I guess it's let's see. There was some sort of problem with shipping or something like that, and that's why it won't happen until a little bit later.
I wonder if she can sustain the popularity though. Like, do we care this time next year?
No, absolutely not. Andy Warhol was like, 14 minutes and counting.
You gotta listen. LeBron James, we were watching him in high school. You know what I'm saying? Like, she may be throwing such great 3-pointers that we're like, we got to stop him.
I mean, she's a generational talent, so maybe,
Mike Calta Show, good morning. Okay. Mike Calta Show, good morning.
Hey, isn't this going to be a problem for Biden with the trans bill that he's passing, that trans guys can play in the women's league?
Yeah.
I saw somebody bring up a great point the other day with that. They said, have a trans lady who trans into a man fight Mike Tyson. If you think that's going to be fair.
Yeah.
See how that works out
But
for you.
in all seriousness, if you do have trans athletes playing with women, that might make it more exciting.
Trans
gonna be
athletes playing
unfair.
with women is
yeah.
So
completely unfair.
men that
transition to women. Yeah, but it'll make it more exciting.
And I'm going to write a movie where a guy can't get in the NBA, so he dresses as a trans woman to make it to the WNBA.
Juwanna Man? You're talking about Juwanna Man?
Oh, is that what happened?
By the way, I saw a clip the other day. A guy was saying, he goes, this is America. This is what we live in. There was a guy that won the Olympics that transitioned to a woman, killed a person in a car accident, and then was voted Woman of the Year
Yeah.
same
Right.
year.
Yeah.
This is what we're doing.
It's
Wild.
Yeah.
Steve, good morning. You're on the Mike Calta Show.
Hey, I had a question. Does Gio in Spanish make more money than Carmen?
I mean, I couldn't answer that question if I wanted to, but I don't really know what anybody makes. Why? What are you thinking, sir? You mean because she's a woman?
I was just curious because Carmen does a lot of stuff there, and I don't know what Gio in Spanish does, but I feel like the weight is tipped just even the example of that. Like Carmen's the WNBA,
It's a fat
and Gio in Spanish are the NBA.
Yeah, I will tell you that you're right about one thing. You don't know what anybody does. You only hear what happens for the 4 hours. Carmen does do a lot.
I know if Carmen don't come to work, your guys' show goes the best of. How much does Gio make?
Yeah, listen, Steve, you're my lawyer.
Carmen, you need to play that in your next contract negotiation. By the way, first time ever Gio in Spanish were compared to the NBA.
And that's not true because you were called out sick the other day, and Joe and I went to the station and everything was fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but look, Carmen does do, we've established that before. She does a lot of things on the show. Do any of you want to answer that question? I don't know.
I just heard the guy said that the scale was tipped in a way, and I found that as offensive fat joke.
I think you would find that Carmen is paid equally, if not better, than most people on the show.
Carmen
Not
makes,
true.
Carmen makes more than me.
Oh.
All right.
I don't know what you make, so
We don't know what you make.
I have an idea.
Yeah, I mean, I have an idea.
right. I have no idea. I have zero idea of what Gio makes.
I have multiple income streams.
So yes, I make more than Gio.
You make more than Spanish?
I'm assuming because him and I were offered the same contract and he did not sign it.
Okay, so
Carmen, do you have any idea what I make?
wait,
No.
you make more than Joe.
You guys
Yes.
get paid?
So you already make more than 3 guys on the show.
Joe's Milton.
Deservingly.
Yeah, and Galvin makes more, and you've been here longer. Does a different job.
And the co-host. Like there is a level of,
Respect the level.
obviously Mike on the Mike Calta Show would make the most.
Yeah.
That makes the most sense.
Right. So, but I've
Right.
been saying that guy's analogy was incorrect. You actually make more than the NBA in this situation.
Yeah.
Well, now that we know, I'm okay with it. Still not okay with what I make. Would like to make more.
Yeah,
but
sure.
okay
Who
with
wants to make more?
Yeah.
Tampa Bay Lightning's Nikita Kucherov became the 5th player to have a 100 assist season as the Lightning beat the Toronto Maple Leafs last night 6-4. Which, by the way, it was much more than 6-4. The way that it was, they
let up, it seemed
they were
like,
they were
yeah.
like 6-1, and then they were like, all right, whatever. We're already celebrating and stuff. And
Yeah.
they scored a couple. Kucherov, the NHL's score leader with 144 points, scored a first period goal, then set up Braden Point's power play goal with 2:55 left in the second for the historic assist. He said, quote, "It is special moment. Thanks to my teammates and coaching staff for putting me in the position to have success. I am fortunate to play with great players."
American, write this down for me. Make me read it.
Yes.
Dracula.
I hate all of you.
Yes, I am Dracula. Yeah, but Kucherov, unbelievable.
What a year.
Yeah, he really should be MVP. They were making comments about it and stuff. They said, Kucherov not on the Tampa Bay Lightning. I don't know if the Lightning make the playoffs.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I thought you were going to say you put Kucherov on the Flyers and everybody's singing his praises throughout the league. Yeah, you know, you got to say the same thing about, they miss Vasilevsky, they miss Point. I mean, that goes for a lot of the players. That's why this team is so good. So.
Yeah.
First game Saturday, playoffs?
Saturday down in South Florida, and I believe it's an afternoon game. Yeah,
Yeah,
going
I think
against
so.
the
Joy,
Panthers.
afternoon, first round hockey.
Yeah. in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
Red Lobster. I know you're not a fan, and I still don't know why.
It's the worst restaurant ever.
You're crazy.
Listen, I'll tell you why. You want me to tell you why?
Yeah. Because
I'm a seafood eater.
They yelled at you for eating too many snow crabs.
No.
They kicked him out.
That was the best thing. No. That way we actually got the CEO fired. Me and Spice Boy. They were doing an all-you-can-eat crab-like thing for like $40, and Spice and I would go there at lunchtime and just put them out of business. But no, that had nothing to do with it. That was the best thing they ever did. But the guy who invented that got fired because they were losing so much money. No, the thing, and the woman told me the idea behind that was they got their crab legs. This is what a waitress told me, so I don't know if it's true. From Canada, and it was saltier and it would fill you up quicker, so they didn't expect that you'd eat that much, you know. But anyway, Red Lobster, for the price that they charge for a meal of seafood, is insane, and it's terrible quality food. It's terrible quality. You go there and get a 2 or a pound and a half lobster from Red Lobster, and you're paying like $70 for it, and it's a tinier than it's just awful.
Okay, so here's the deal though: is you're not going there like, even though it's called Red Lobster. If you're going to enjoy lobster, you're probably not. You shouldn't go to Red Lobster. Red Lobster is more like this with some pasta, this fried popcorn shrimp.
Right, popcorn shrimp.
Yeah,
the
like
shrimp fest is worth it because you get as much shrimp as you want.
Shrimp scampi, you get all kind of different.
Yeah, you get like 7 different options of shrimp.
And they have the stuffed mushrooms. Like it's a bunch of side stuff. Obviously, the Cheddar Bay biscuits.
It's a seafood Bennigan's, is what it is.
It's not quality. It's quantity is what you're going for.
And it's
the price
expensive as all hell.
It's expensive if you actually get lobster and do that stuff.
But even if you get any sort of crab legs, any sort of shellfish that you look like, oh, I'm going to make it special tonight. I'm going to get crab leg, like snow crab with something else.
But that's not what you're supposed to be. You're supposed to be getting trash with pasta. That's what you're supposed to do.
But that's not it. They don't advertise as that. They're not calling it the seafood pasta restaurant. They're calling it Red Lobster. And when I was a kid and we'd go to Disney World, when I was like in 4th grade, Red Lobster was the treat. We'd go to Red Lobster for the treat night. Now I look back and it's vomitous.
Have you ordered anything from the Crafty Crab up here? Crafty Crab's good.
Which one's Crafty Crab?
It's up near where that Red Elephant used to be in that area there.
I've eaten in that restaurant before, yes.
So I've never eaten in the actual restaurant, but I've gotten it on Uber Eats, and they have like good shrimp, like boiled shrimp.
Excellent.
And all kind of good stuff.
Mr. and Mrs. Crab, also the same thing if you want seafood.
Yeah. Well, those are the places you should be going for like the actual.
Yeah, but they didn't exist. So back then you had Red Lobster. And it was garbage, but then you got that Cheddar Bay biscuit, and when you ate that thing, you were like, "I don't know what magic is in this, but it's worth every dime that I pay for this stupid shellfish."
So good that they're like, "We're gonna freeze these and put them in the store."
100%.
Red Lobster is considering whether to file bankruptcy. According to published reports, the seafood restaurant chain with their headquarters in Orlando, Florida, is weighing the option for filing Chapter 11 bankruptcy to consolidate its debt, according to Bloomberg. The business news outlet reported that Red Lobster is being advised by the law firm of King and Spalding on possible restructuring, but added that no final decisions have been made yet about bankruptcy.
So this would be a great time if we wanted to use the GameStop analogy. If people started investing heavily in Red Lobster right before they go bankrupt, because everybody, all the CEOs and the board are going to be hedging. So if we can keep it up,
keep it open.
Yeah, then we'll make a bunch of money and they'll be
close Red Lobster.
No.
What's wrong with you?
Do you not like money?
Yeah, that's the CEO.
All right, explain it to me now. What do we do?
So the CEOs will short it because they're saying, "Hey, we're going to go bankrupt, so we're going to short all this stuff. It's not going to last any longer, so we'll make a bunch of money." But we, the general public, say, "No. We love Red Lobster. We start investing heavy. They have money to continue. Then they continue going on. We make money, right?
Diamond hands,
and you stop them from shorting it.
Absolutely.
Right.
And then when they do short it, they lose billions of dollars, and we rake in the middle class, rakes in the class.
What happened to GameStop?
And the world, and you're irresponsible because you're leaving the world open to disgusting seafood.
But you still get Cheddar Bay biscuits.
As long as they have the mix, as long as they keep the mix in the grocery stores.
Oh yeah, I made that at home before.
They're just as good.
It's pretty close. It's not exactly, but it's pretty damn close.
But it's close.
So they have the mix, but then they also have, you can just buy them. Like they have
frozen.
Them,
too.
and then you
like those.
Yeah, put them in the oven.
Yeah,
they're good.
I'm on a diet.
A man has been charged in federal court in Illinois in the transport of millions of dollars worth of Masters Golf Tournament merchandise and memorabilia stolen from Augusta National Golf Club in Georgia. Document filed Tuesday in U.S. District Court in the Northern District of Illinois accuses Richard Globinski of transporting the items across the state lines to Tampa, Florida. Knowing the same had been stolen, converted, and taken by fraud, the items were taken from the famous golf club and other locations beginning in 2009 through 2022, according to the government. Upon conviction, he would have to forfeit any property and cash attained from the proceeds traced to the stolen items, the government said.
Had a good racket going. Had to keep doing it. Had to keep doing it. Nope. You're gonna eventually get caught. You get in, you do it for 2 years, and get out.
Tampa. Police in Ohio are investigating a scam where someone is pretending to be Aaron Rodgers, tricked a woman into sending them hundreds of dollars and giving them her social security number. Aaron Rodgers is not talking to you online
or asking you for money.
Neither is Nikki Sixx.
Wouldn't it be great if Aaron Rodgers was doing that just to see how much money he can get?
Neither is what's his name? The other dude. The fat guy that's skinny now, that's a rapper.
Jelly Roll?
No.
Fat guy?
Post Malone.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I watched that on Dr. Phil, the lady that thought Post Malone was in a relationship.
Wow.
She was in a relationship with Post Malone. And Dr. Phil is beyond himself. He's like, Post Malone doesn't need your money. And the woman's like, I believe that it was Post Malone. Like, how can how delusional are you?
She was like, I know he doesn't need my money, but his money is tied up in different things, so he just needed an influx of cash, and that's why I sent him $10,000 or whatever. What blows my mind more than the dumb people believing that Post Malone or Nikki Sixx or whoever is asking them for money is that these yahoos have $10,000 just laying around to give to Post Malone.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
It is wild.
I don't know that there would ever be, like, who can ask me for money that I'd consider giving them money? I mean,
Eddie Vedder.
Who's the guy that you wrote the letter to?
Richie Sambora.
Yeah.
I mean,
he was like, I need some
I was
cash.
thinking hot chicks, but I see where you guys are going. Dude, I mean, there's no way I'd be like, all right, well, this has got to be real. Like, in what circumstance would I think that would be normal?
Dear Margot Robbie.
Yeah. Dear Scarlett Johansson. How much
Women
money
should
do you
be paid as much as men.
Yeah. Take my cash.
I'm sorry to hear about your Geo Metro being broken down. I would like to.
Dear Scarlett, I'm also from Staten Island.
A couple from Florida came back from a 3-week trip to Switzerland and noticed that their T-Mobile bill had jumped up to $143,000 for using 9.5 gigabytes of roaming data while overseas. They were very upset, but T-Mobile wound up canceling the charges. They're also reminding people to
What the hell were they doing over there?
know the travel details. They were just over there using their phone and they didn't know what their plan was.
But I mean, they were using their phone like mad. $143,000.
Well, I'm sure like texting and stuff, they charge you for that.
Yeah, with roaming and doing all the different stuff. And if you're sending texts,
So I've been overseas, and the minute that you get over there, it says, hey, welcome to Europe. We have a special $9 a day, and you can have unlimited texting and all that. And you're like, oh, okay, like 8 gigs of transfer, but unlimited texting.
Yeah, because whenever we got on the cruise, I normally get the cruise, the online thing, whatever, but it wasn't hooking up for some reason. And then I looked at my phone and it was like, hey, bro, you're in the middle of the sea. What's going on? Turn off your. And I was like, ah. So I had my wife turn off her phone, and I got the online thing and finally worked.
So that is one of the things you do. You prepare before you go overseas. You should have currency from wherever you're going, which you can usually just order from your bank, which I've done before. It used to be so much fun. I'd go in there and they go, ooh, where are you going now? I need to get me some yen. Then you should figure it out with your phone company what the best plan is before you go, because they'll tell you, okay, you're going to be here. We'll do it for an extra $30. You'll have unlimited texting. Okay, great. And the other thing is you should let your bank know so that when you get somewhere and you all of a sudden are charging in Miami and then you're charging in Zurich the next day, they don't go, wait a second. But I tried that with American Express. I called the bank. I told them, they said, okay, you go online and you just put it in online, put the dates, and we'll note it. And I said, okay. Then I called American Express and I said, hey, I'm going to Japan. I just wanted to give you guys a heads up. And they were like, okay, have a good trip. And I went, but I mean, I want to let you know in case my car. And the woman goes, sir, This is American Express.
Yeah.
We're accepted around the world. I was like, all right. I was just trying to tell you. Just trying to let
be
you
ahead of
know.
it, man.
So you don't shut me off.
You also want to make sure you have the proper plugs.
Oh man, that was
Definitely
something.
want to have proper plugs. I bring proper plugs on the cruise. Do you know that?
I do, because one of the big reasons why I started wondering about plugs was because of the cruise in our conversation.
By the way, this cruise, no plugs by the bed.
No, they never do.
They're all over on the other thing.
mirror.
But I did bring an extension cord.
Yeah.
But I was like, what are we doing? Like, come on.
Yeah.
I tried to bring a power strip and they took it out of my bag.
Did they?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's why I carry mine in my backpack.
Well, yeah, well, that's why I had it. And he's like, you got a power strip in there? I go, I don't know. And then he opens the
bad if I
bag
do?
and he goes, do you want to register it and you can get it after the cruise or just toss it? I go, well, I paid like $6 for it. You guys toss it. And he goes over to our tub and there was like 50 of them in a bucket.
I packed mine in my suitcase and went right through.
Yeah, they took mine.
Why didn't you tell him you needed it for the broadcast?
No,
I should have done that.
Yeah, I was
$6.
I was tailgated in the parking lot, so I didn't really.
Listen,
All right.
I'm on there with a fan,
Yeah.
a CPAP machine.
I had a fan.
I need it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got my fan. I'm putting that in my. Remember they took my fan last time.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
But I think it also has to do with your room versus Gio's room. They can see that you're in a suite, Mike, and they see that Gio's like down by the workers.
I'm in
and
the
they're like,
DiCaprio suite.
Yeah.
Steerage.
If this,
Yeah,
if
that
this
we're taking
Sparks
this
is going to blow up the furnace that you're right
Yeah.
next to. I got the best fan off of Amazon. It folds flat.
Yeah.
It's like a book. It's only probably like 4x6, but it folds and it has like 3 speeds on it and it charges.
Yeah.
So you don't even have to have it plugged in. You can just charge it during the day. Oh, it was fantastic.
Fan is a must.
So I have one. I have that one, the flat one, but also you can open it and stretch it out, and they put it on the floor, and it'll go all the way up.
Nice.
So you can have it.
I told him my brother Tim had just got off that same cruise ship that we were on like a week or two before, and we were talking about it, and he sent me a link to a fan from Amazon, and I wrote back, "What am I, a novice? Come cruise 17.
cruises, 70
Get out of
cruises,
here.
yeah.
Get out of here." High school student in Ohio will miss out on her senior prom after getting suspended over what? What happened? She got suspended. She's not going to be able to go to senior prom because. Any guesses?
She's a high school senior.
Is she 18?
I don't know.
Well, then I don't want to say what I'm going to say.
Oh, yeah.
If she's 18, maybe she was doing
OnlyFans.
something.
She punched a teacher.
OnlyFans punched a teacher.
No, she's.
she left campus to get food.
Okay.
Oh, she got in trouble for something.
Yeah.
I thought. She, but I thought she. Okay.
No,
okay.
she did a good job, and they suspended her.
She got an A on a test.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying as opposed to her saying that she wanted to dress like a boy or something like that.
She got suspended over bringing a bag of corn chips to school.
What?
The snack was not permitted because a teacher was severely allergic. There are signs detailing the rule, and the parents and students both signed a form acknowledging that they would not bring corn chips because of how severely the allergic the teacher is.
Well, she's an idiot.
Yeah, pretty
Yeah,
much.
that's on her.
Yeah. I agree.
But again,
I
not
don't
being
think
able
she
to
did
go
it
to
by
your
accident.
I was gonna say not being able to go to your prom. I'd say she gets like an in-school suspension or something.
Yeah, but I bet it was a thing. Let's see if we can get her sick. kind of thing.
But I also wonder, was it the first time? Like, if it's
Right.
first time, you go, all right, you forgot or something, whatever. You just, love corn chips. You can't do that, whatever. But yeah, suspending her and making her so she can't go to prom.
Miss Sufert, and this is the second time I mentioned her this week,
Mm-hmm.
the one who taught me what a Google was, they hated her, and they filled her coffee cup with sunflower seeds.
Oh.
So when she took a big swig of it, she almost choked to death
my
on the sunflower seeds. Yeah. Kids want to
Genius.
hurt their students.
Kids
Not
wanna hurt
Kids want to hurt their teachers.
No, that's what I meant. What did I say?
Students.
So, yeah, kids want to hurt their teachers. That's the truth.
A woman in Indiana was arrested after calling 911 to complain that her drug dealer sold her a bad batch of meth.
Yeah. I get it.
Wait.
Listen, this is not good stuff. I cannot see any of the people in the lawn. I cannot. There's no geese in my attic
My
like there
friend's gonna
normally
come
is.
back.
Post Malone hasn't called me today.
Yeah, third time this week it was a bad batch.
Spanish. Have you ever done meth?
No.
Oh, I don't know that's. I think anything. All drugs like that are bad if you do them a lot.
Yeah, no, I've never done meth, crack, heroin.
I
PCP.
can't believe the amount of people I know that have smoked crack.
Yeah, I can't believe one of my best friends smoked crack, and we had no idea. And then he was doing meth, and it was wow. He's been on quite the ride.
Is that the one who thought he was Jesus Christ for a little while?
Yeah.
Was he?
Nah.
Turned out no.
Yeah, but it was to the point where he got in his car and just started driving north because he was on a pilgrimage and nobody could get a hold of him. And
you know how they found out he wasn't Jesus? Died right before Easter. Never came back. So we've talked about this before. Gio, you're big on this. Most people want to live to be 90 years old. But 2/3 would take shorter, healthier life over a longer one with more health issues.
I want 115.
Yeah, I want forever.
Yeah. Who wants to live? Who's cutting it off at 90?
Gio is cutting it off at 75.
I'm not going to make 90. No way.
No, I didn't say what the odds are. I said what you want to.
I want to make it until I'm not healthy. I want to be healthy.
Yeah.
Like if I can't wipe my own butt.
If you told me that I was going to live to be 100, and then technically right now that I'm only 2, because I'm starting my adult trek to 100, I'd be so happy with that. I feel like I have my whole life ahead of me.
Okay, now. But at 80, you're bedridden.
Yeah, quality of life.
Look at Clint Eastwood. He's moving
no,
around.
No, but I'm saying that's the take. If you want to make it to 115 at 80, you are bedridden.
Yeah, right. So I lay in bed and I watch movies all day.
Most people at 100 do not look great, and they're very.
And you get left alone.
Yeah.
Your family doesn't see you anymore.
My family loves me.
Oh, yeah.
You're thinking of your family.
Come on, nah.
You wake up every day.
Busy.
Yeah,
my dad's 92. We see him all the time.
Yeah, but when he's gone and you're left with Oliver and Jenny and you're in your 90s, and is Jenny living to her 90s?
I've grabbed Oliver by the shirt and said, "You better visit me when I'm old.
Wait,
no,
you better come and see me."
I've done the opposite. I've told my wife if I can't wipe my own butt, put me in a nursing home.
That's ridiculous. I've told both of my parents when they get that age, I would like to live with them so they don't have to go into a home.
You say that now because you never had to deal with it.
Yes, I have.
What have you had to do?
I had to take care of my grandmother before she passed away.
How? But you weren't doing it every day.
I mean, I was
crying over
does not
there
matter.
every day.
Yeah, what do you mean?
Well, what I'm saying is that if you have to live with a parent who is having dementia and poop problems, you realize how hard that is by day 3.
Yeah. Listen, I've been there. I do realize how hard it is. I've wiped butt before.
Whose butt have you wiped?
Who would I just? My grandmother.
Mine.
You better slow it down.
And there's a difference between living with your parents up until they get to that point, then you put them in a home. When
You wiped your grandmother's butt?
Yeah.
That's gross.
What is butt? You didn't wipe your mom's butt?
No.
Son.
My mom could wipe her own butt. I don't know why I'd have to butt in on that and be like, "Hey, let me get that for you."
Well, I mean,
she had it.
wasn't able to.
Mind if I give it a shot?
No. If she wasn't able to, I probably would have hired a nice nurse for her that did it. But there's no way I would
nice
do
to be
it.
rich.
I wouldn't want to just throw my mom in a home.
No way.
Right.
No. Out of
Especially
sight, out of
here-
mind. No.
And you hear the stories about the people taking advantage.
Yeah.
They steal their stuff. Like when my grandma went into the home, my dad took her ring and like anything valuable, like her jewelry, because he didn't want any of the nurses or anyone at the home to take it.
You're in my world now, Grandma. Check it out.
Right.
You just pulled lawn duty.
My mom was in a home towards the end, and it was pretty bad. I'd walk in there and nobody would be there.
Yeah.
Like I'd go behind the counter, I'd touch stuff, I'm waiting for somebody to come running out going, "You can't be I could walk through the whole place. I could walk in anybody's room and unplug stuff, whatever.
Yeah, I don't want
there was
that.
nobody there. No, it was awful. It was awful.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean,
And that's where you put your mom instead of living with her, taking care of her. Wow.
but that's the thing. You look at, what they did for you as a child, bringing you up and
Absolutely.
doing all this stuff. So you have to.
If she wants to go to Disney World, we'll take her to Disney World. I'll do those good things that she did for me. You want me to buy you sneakers?
This is pretty wild to me. What do you think Americans throw away? How many coins every year? How much money in coins?
Like
do you
actually
think?
throw
On
away the
purpose?
Yeah,
trash?
think about like if you just have some change back from the store and you put it in the grocery bag and you throw it away, or you're just like they give you pennies and you're like, all right, and put it over here.
There's been plenty of times I've gone to like wash my car and vacuum it out, and there's tons of coins in the thing.
Yeah,
Oh my
Just suck them up in the
God.
vacuum cleaner.
Carmen, it must be nice to be rich, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not trying
I
to be.
save my
I'm not trying to, save everyone or do anything. And I don't know how much this helps, whatever. But I will tell you, like, stop at a convenience store, and I rarely use cash. But if I do, and I get like 40 cents back or something, I just go sit it outside somewhere, like on the ledge, so
Thank
some
you.
homeless person will, find it.
I take that.
I have never thrown away on purpose a penny.
Oh, really?
Ever thrown away anything.
Right.
I have.
Now
Not
I
on
have sucked
purpose.
up a couple of pennies in the thing, but never a quarter or anything.
I
like
suck
that.
it all up. Who cares?
Really?
So what
I
do you
have a-
think? Americans throw away how much in coins every year? What would you say?
What were you going to say, Carmen?
I was gonna say I have a box where I separate all my coins, and I actually still roll my coins because I don't want to give money to. I don't want to give money to Coinstar.
Not a nerd, Carmen. That's awesome.
Thank you. Yeah, I used to do it with my grandpa, so it's just like old habit. But I still roll my quarters. Yeah,
that's fine.
Yep. I think it's gonna be high. I think it's gonna be around like $1 million.
$1 million
way
a
more.
year. All right.
Yeah, I think way more. Too.
I'll go high. I'm gonna say $100 million.
$100 million?
A year.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah, it's a lot of coins, Carmen.
Any other
$5
guesses?
million.
$5 million. Joseph?
Yeah, I would have said between like 5 and 10 million.
Gio?
12.
How many you vacuuming up over there?
Yeah,
I know a couple $100 over the years.
Gio put him over the edge last year.
Spanish, you are right. It is more, but not as much as you said. $68 million in coins every year Americans throw away.
Crazy?
Now,
Where are we
Just a
finding them?
dump?
Yeah.
I think they probably know from the mint and how much is still in circulation and all that type of stuff. Yeah, but I mean, there's all kind of stuff. People throw change out on the street. People throw it away. If you accidentally put it in the grocery bag and you do that, or just vacuuming them up. There's all kind of different things.
Yeah.
Or just dropping change.
I do leave them like if I did something in the vending machine that gave me back 12 cents or whatever, I always leave it on the vending machine.
Yes.
But I would never throw in the garbage.
Yeah, but that's awesome because anytime, especially when I was a kid, and you go to a vending machine and you find change in there, you're like, oh yeah.
Or some homeless guy's like, please, Jesus, give me enough money to buy a soda. And you're like, oh my God, there it is.
Please, Jesus, don't be needles in there when I stick my finger in there. Please just be change.
Today is Happy National. Joe, give it up. Give it up. High five.
Videographer Day.
High five day. Today is National High Five Day. Everybody knows. Look at the elbow. Look at the elbow. That's that way you get the proper high five.
Gotcha.
You said, Joe, look at me, and he went like this.
He woke him up.
Oh my God.
Hey, pretty soon.
I
you
know.
have to take care of this guy.
I know. It's all right.
You ready to
I'm
wipe his butt?
Yeah, absolutely, man.
I got somebody to do that. Don't worry.
Nah, I got you, bro. Sugar pants. You don't want sugar pants.
He's got little hands.
Yeah,
He's got little
she
hands.
can get in there.
Nah, you don't want that though.
I don't
man.
want your hairy
that'll
meat
ruin
hooks.
the-
What's that, Joe?
I don't want your hairy meat hooks
All right,
trying
take
to
it
wipe
easy,
me.
raccoon ankles. Pipe it down.
I don't even know what
You
that means.
weirdo. Listen, this guy over here with your weird ankles.
Once she's wiping your butt, the romance is gone.
Wow. Uh-oh.
You're burying the lead.
Of course.
Okay.
Oh, too late now.
I didn't look.
I'm not looking. I'm not looking.
Not hot.
A producer named Carol Balm said she doesn't think Sydney Sweeney is pretty or talented. Sydney's rep called her out for disparaging a fellow female producer. Sydney Sweeney is hot. I mean, I think
I don't know who Sydney Sweeney is.
You
Like I
do
know I've
know.
seen her before and all that, but all of a sudden she came out of nowhere and it was like the it thing.
She's everywhere, yeah. By the way, there is a split screen of Sydney and Carol,
Yeah.
who is the one that is not hot.
Yeah, Sydney is
Sydney's very hot.
traditionally
What is
pretty.
she in?
She was in that
Euphoria.
Euphoria
Yeah.
show. She was just in that romantic comedy thing with the dude Glenn Powell from
Yeah.
Maverick.
Okay, yeah.
Top Gun Maverick.
Yeah,
Well,
what was
and
it?
she's the one who produced that.
Anybody But You or
Yeah,
something like that.
that.
Yeah, but she's been in quite a few different things. By the way, she loves to get naked.
Yeah,
Show
right.
off those giant cans. Yeah.
When
She
I was
knows
in LA, I ran into Catherine Blanford, and she was so happy. She's like, I just came back from the airport, and Sydney Sweeney was on my flight. We were both in first class together, and I was like, cool. Who cares? But she was so excited about it. I was like, huh, all right.
Cool.
I don't know. She was so high on the fact that she just got off the plane with Sydney Sweeney. I'm like, you guys talked all the way? She goes, oh, she was 3 rows behind me. I go, oh.
There is a new course in American universities called Swiftonomics.
I heard
Stop
about
it.
this.
Students will study Taylor Swift's economic impact, including her Eras Tour earnings.
So are they going to also learn about her carbon footprint, or is that like
That's
This is not a science class.
That's
It's an economics
carbonomics.
class.
carbonara?
Yeah.
So
I would
I'm
take
so
that
hungry.
class.
Right.
$400 tickets.
Yeah. That's good. Good job.
The NBA gave Toronto Raptors forward Jonte Porter a lifetime ban for, quote, disclosing confidential information to sports bettors. He was doing a little gambling action stuff. The NBA's investigation found that Porter disclosed confidential information about his own health status to an individual that he knew to be an NBA bettor. Another individual whom Porter associated and knew to be an NBA bettor subsequently placed an $80,000 parlay proposition bet with an online sports book to win $1.1 million.
Who's the snitch?
That Porter would underperform in his March 20th game.
Who
What an
is
idiot.
the snitch?
You know who
man?
the snitch is? I think Porter was, because he was betting on DraftKings and doing all that stuff, and they report like the top bettors and stuff, and he kept on coming up in the thing. I think that's what happened. I'm not exactly sure, but yeah.
He should have done what the baseball guy did and use his interpreter to make all the bets.
Yeah.
So just have him be the fall guy.
By the way, did you see the sports betting thing where the guy had like a 10-way parlay or something, maybe even more than that, whatever, and it was like $5, and if he won the whole thing, he was going to win. And I'm making up these numbers, but it was quite a bit. It was like he was going to win $465,000. He had one game left, and it was the Dodgers, and they were up like 3-1 or something like that. But you know how they have the early cash out?
Yeah.
So wound up being like, I don't know, say 300,000 or something. And so he took the early cash out, and they were up 3-1, then up like 6-1, and then wound up losing. So he got out.
yeah,
he got
smart.
out and got the money. Yeah, I've
That's
done that
smart.
before, where I bet a little bit, and it was on UFC, and it was I think it was a 9-way parlay, and it was down to my last fight, and I was like, I don't know whether I want to risk this, and they gave me an option of the buyout, and it was right around like $2,000 or something. I took it. I was like, I'm getting out of there, and the guy wound up losing.
Yeah, so I tried to do UFC on Saturday. The fight was going, and I bet say $50, and they gave me a $40 cash out early, and I hit it. And the minute I hit it, it said, "Oop!" It changed to $2. I don't want $2.
That's a burn.
Yep.
I don't like that. Would you like to see a Frank Sinatra biopic?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah.
Of course, it would depend on who plays Frank. The only people I know that played Frank that did a good job was Ray Liotta.
Okay. Who would you pick now of actors that are out there? Who do you think would be good?
I mean, the best would be his son, Ronan Farrow. No, DiCaprio would be great.
Well,
because DiCaprio could play
you're
young
in
and
luck.
old. Oh, really?
And who would you like to direct it?
Scorsese.
Martin Scorsese reportedly wants Leonardo DiCaprio to play Frank Sinatra in a biopic. Variety reported that Sinatra's daughter, Tina, who is 75 years old, holds control over Frank's estate and has not yet approved the project. But, I mean, if you're going to do a Sinatra biopic and you have Scorsese and Leonardo DiCaprio, I think that's about as good as it's going to get.
Yeah, the best Rat Pack movie I saw was the one that HBO did where they had Ray Liotta as Sinatra.
That was good, yeah.
I think Don Cheadle was Sammy, and it was good. It was good, and but you really need to get somebody that's going to capture young Frank and old Frank, which I think DiCaprio could do.
Yeah,
probably have to feed him a little bit for the old Frank.
I think he's doing all right now.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. DiCaprio, he changes a lot.
yeah.
He changes a lot. I think a lot of times, I mean, it's not like he's fat, whatever, but he'll get a little booze puffy,
I was looking at a picture of Ronan Farrow, and
It's
that
unbelievable.
kid he's a spitting image of Frank Sinatra. Now, he also is a spitting image of Mia Farrow, so it's hard to tell, but he's got those blue Sinatra
blue
eyes.
eyes, the cheekbones, and everything.
And I mean, wouldn't it be great if he just said, "No, I'll do a 23andMe," and just did it just so we could see?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But he doesn't want anybody to know that.
Speaking of directors, Quentin Tarantino is going back to the drawing board for his 10th and final film. He had been preparing to start shooting The Movie Critic this year, but is backing away from the project, sources tell Hollywood Reporter. Tarantino had been honing The Movie Critic for months. It's set in 1977 California. It initially drew inspiration from a cynical movie critic that the filmmaker grew up reading, but sources say now it has morphed along into a film that would feature Brad Pitt as Cliff Booth, the stuntman that he portrayed in the Oscar-winning performance in Tarantino's Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
That would be great.
Yeah, I would love to see more about Cliff Booth.
So when I watched that movie, I just didn't get it at first. I didn't finish it. I didn't watch the whole thing through, and I was this is dumb. Because I had originally heard that it was Charles Manson was involved, and I thought it was going to be more about that. And I'm like, here's this guy walking around lonely cowboy. I just didn't get it. And then I finally sat down and watched it from beginning to end, and I loved it.
Yeah.
Loved it. Yeah, it just took a second for me to figure out what was going on.
It is really good. And whenever they come into his house, because he lives next door to Sharon Tate, whatever, and he's like, because he
Such a great Tarantino ending.
Smoked the cigarette with the, what it was, acid? Or whatever that was in it. And he's like, are you real?
Yeah.
He goes, I'm as real as the devil.
Brad Pitt's so good, man.
He is a great actor.
He goes, I love when he goes, I know you. I saw you on a horsey.
Yeah.
That's a great movie.
is
Great,
good.
great soundtrack too.
Yeah.
I mean, really fantastic.
In my opinion, Brad Pitt's best Quentin Tarantino performance is Inglourious Bastards.
Yeah, he's great in
so
there.
good. When he's talking to Christoph Waltz and he's like, Gorlami.
Gorlami.
And he's like, yeah,
It's
let me.
Gorlami.
Yeah, then he's like, say it again. He's like, it's Gorlami.
I've
And the
never
other-
seen it.
You've never seen Inglourious
So
Bastards?
good.
Oh.
So there's one point in the movie where they're supposed to be Italian, because they're going into this whole thing, whatever. And Brad Pitt can speak a little bit of Italian. The other guy can speak a little bit of Italian. The other guy is what's his name? The director. That does all the horror movies.
Yeah, Eli Roth.
Yeah. And then the
Who
other.
you know was supposed to play that role? Adam Sandler.
Really?
yeah.
Yeah.
That would have been cool.
But he couldn't because he was doing Funny People.
Oh, that would have been great.
And the other guy can't speak any Italian, so they're speaking to him in Italian, and he just keeps going with the. So
All right, I'm going to make it a point to watch that.
It's-
You like it.
It's a fantastic.
I know the end, so that's why I think I never got around to watch it. But I put off watching Django for so long.
And you loved it.
I love it.
Yeah, it's along those lines.
I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't want to watch guys getting whipped. It's just,
Yeah.
whether it's Jesus or slaves, it's so hard to watch. But then you watch Django, it's just a fantastic movie.
Django for me is here, Inglourious Bastards
Yeah.
is like right
Wow.
there. Yeah,
Okay.
it's
All right.
really really
And
good.
Hateful Eight. Have you seen Hateful Eight?
I have. That I liked.
Yeah.
Brian Cox from Succession says that Joaquin Phoenix was terrible in Napoleon. Did you watch that?
I have
No,
not seen
I didn't
Napoleon.
watch Napoleon.
He said he could have done way better.
But he should have. They
Yeah.
should have given him the movie.
Doing old Napoleon. This is pretty exciting. New episodes of Behind the Music are coming to Paramount Plus on May 1st.
That'd be good.
They're going to focus on Wolfgang Van Halen, Belle Biv DeVoe, and Trace Adkins.
Okay, Trace Atkins. Do you know his story at all?
Oh, yeah.
His wife shot him.
Yeah.
And his
pinky
fingers.
and-
Pinky, yeah, that's a good story.
Yeah, that'll be
They
interesting.
did one of those with him. That's how I knew that story.
They have to have the voiceover guy.
Oh yeah, that was the best thing Howard ever did. When Howard did the history of Howard Stern, they hired that guy to do the voice stuff,
Yeah.
and it's so nostalgic. You're like, oh, I want to hear more of this.
And that's when everything turned.
Yeah.
And then it all goes black and white, and you're like, here comes the bad stuff.
When I was in Tallahassee, they came to the radio station to film Behind the Music for Creed.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That's cool.
Because they interviewed a bunch of the program director and stuff, and the dude that was working afternoons at the time, he was there when he played Creed, one of the first times to play Creed. So
Yeah.
they were interviewing him and stuff.
So Creed's first manager guy, was he the guy that owned the bar?
Yeah.
Yeah, he owned Floyd's music store in Tallahassee.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he was just kind of a dude, whatever, but he saw the potential. He was like, hey,
Yeah.
these guys are something, whatever, and then handed them off, obviously, to a bigger, the label and the managers and stuff, but I'm sure he got a nice little payday for it.
Oh
but-
yeah. Well, I think he went on. I think that's what he still does now. I think Jeff Hansen, I think
Yeah.
his name is. Yeah, and I think that's what he still does now is manage bands. Obviously, not as big as Creed.
But also, if you have that in your back pocket, well, this guy is the guy who discovered Creed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're like,
I used
all
to
right.
be able to call Jeff Hansen on the phone. Just pick up the phone and call him and be like, "Hey, we need Creed for something."
Yeah.
they would play at that bar, and the place would go nuts. And
Right.
that's why, something. These people are, something's, here.
And that was that point when Bert would play with them, or
I think so. Yeah. Yeah.
It was interesting when I was up in Louisville just for a little while doing radio up there. There was a pretty good local music scene there, and the Deftones were playing in this band. Some of the guys that I knew were opening for them, and a music critic, was a music critic or was a guy with the label was coming to see them, and I knew it, and I was just watching that guy the whole time to see whether he liked him or not. I could not get a read. He just sat there, just stone faced, just watching. I didn't know what to expect. Whether he'd be rocking out or what. But that's pretty interesting. That's got to be so nerve wracking for a band when a label representative
yeah.
is coming to see you. Don't screw
yeah.
this up for me. I need this.
Creed was so good though. They did everything. They played every show. Every time you needed them, they were there, and that was around the country. They put their work in.
Smart, yeah. So I have a list of Time Magazine released their annual list of 100 most influential people in the world. We have to do the bone bonus. Do we want to do the bone bonus?
We
Come
got to
back
do the bone bonus. We got to talk to H. Foley. So let's save the list. We'll get back
Save
to
the
it
list.
before the show.
I will tell you, it is wild.
Okay.
It
All right,
is
good.
wild for sure.
All right, let's take a break. Well, Carmen, we'll talk it out until the bone bonus comes on.
Well, we're ready.
Do it, Carmen.
Here we go, Bone Fam. The Bone Bonus. Sponsored by Farah and Farah, Tampa's accident attorneys. FarahandFarah.com. This hour's Bone Bonus keyword is
Bank.
Bank.
Yes. The keyword is bank. Head to the 1025 The Bone app now. Enter bank before 15 minutes past the top of the hour, and you could win yourself $1,000 with the Bone bonus.
There you go. All right, get on your apps, get that word in. Got a commercial break to do it, and then when we come back, we'll talk to H. Foley from the Are You Garbage podcast. Those guys are coming to town. They got a show at the Tampa Theater, and then we'll dump back into Galvin's list. We got a lot of things to do before the show is over today. It's the Mike Calta Show. This is 1025 The Bone.
Yes. Years ago, and it got bad weather and all that stuff. Yeah, and that was like the last time he came through. They came through, and I wanted to go see them. But yeah, I would definitely go see Huey Lewis.
Yeah, I hope they do one more swing around. That would be awesome. Is our guest on the line, Carmen?
He is.
Let's welcome H. Foley to the show. Foley, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, buddy, how are you?
Where are you? You sound like you're out in the rain in a tin cabin somewhere.
Well, you're not too far off. I'm about 9 clicks outside of Nashville on a tour bus right now, stuck in traffic.
Oh, it must be nice. You guys traveling by tour bus, huh?
Yeah, just this weekend we're making it work because the run was so broken up a little bit. I heard you talking about Huey Lewis and the dog track. I feel like I'm talking to the right people.
It's funny, Foley. I was listening to your guys' podcast, and you were talking about the bus, which is an older bus. But we used to have an old bus. That's fine though. Older buses are fine because they stay on the road for a long, long time.
Well, yeah, sure, it's great till the EPA pulls you over because you're talking locomotive smoke.
Foley is a co-host of a very popular podcast called Are You Garbage, which deemed me to be garbage one time on Calta and Kelly because it turned out I had lions at my house and I was unaware of that.
Yeah, you are the king of trash, my friend.
Yeah, but I feel like I'm in the right spot for it. As I'm talking to you, I'm wearing shorts and a shirt with no sleeves, and this is pretty much my everyday wear. So yeah, I officially am trash.
That's like a 3-piece suit in Tampa. What are you talking about?
Yeah. It's the truth. Now let me ask you this: how did you guys come up with this idea for the podcast? Because most podcasts these days are garbage. I mean, obviously you have your staples of the guys you like, and you like that. Like Theo does his thing, and Tom and Bert do their things, and Bobby does his thing. But where did you guys come up with this?
So we're both stand-up comedians out of New York City, and we started in Philly together.
Right.
And we actually grew up in similar towns outside of Philadelphia, coincidentally. And when we used to do road gigs back in the day, we used to make fun of each other about how we grew up. Like, did you have milk with dinner? Did you have? Would you eat milk with spaghetti? What kind of mayonnaise did you have in your house? Did you have carpet in your bathroom? Did you have empty liquor bottles that decorated your household? Stuff like that. So we would just make fun of each other. You know, where would you go on vacation? You know, how many families would go? All that kind of stuff. First job, first concert. So we just kind of kept saying, you know, that's garbage or that's garbage. And we'd been podcasting together for about 10 years since we had been in New York. And then right before the pandemic, you know, we were like, hey, we should try to figure out how to make Are You Garbage, the podcast. So we sit down and we interview comedians about how they grew up. And, you know, it turns out everybody, no matter how you grew up, where you grew up, if you had money, if you didn't have money, everybody's trash.
Who is the biggest name you've had on the show?
The biggest name we've had on the show, we had Tony Hawk a couple months ago. You know, we've had Bert, we've had Tom, we've had Bobby Kelly, we've had Chaz Palminteri, Tim Dillon, Shane Gillis, who's a buddy of ours, Stavros Halkias.
Yeah, so you got all the good ones, all the good ones. But I think that you, as you branch out to do more celebrities like the Tony Hawks and the Chaz Palminteris, that's where the rest of the world starts listening. I want to know about Tony Hawk's youth. I want to hear about that stuff. I want to hear if we have similar trash qualities.
And it was crazy. I can tell you Tony Hawk flew into New York to do the podcast on points. So I don't know what that tells you about Tony Hawk.
Yeah.
He loves his points, man. He loves his points, and he loves his free Chipotle card. I can tell you that much. He's a kid of the 80s. What are you going to do?
Yeah, listen, I get it, man. That's how rich people stay rich. We're talking to H. Foley from the. Now, where did you come up with just the H? I know Henry is your name, or what Hank people call it. Where do you come up with just the H?
Yeah, it's kind of a mushy story, to be honest with you. So I'm named after my grandfather, who I was very close with, and my dad was very close with. And do you remember when we were kids in wood shop, you would make a little plaque. You would make like a wooden plaque that you would like whittle into, like your name or like the Yankees or whatever. So one of my older cousins made that for my grandfather, and after he had passed when I was real young, they had put it above my bed, and it was before I could read. And then eventually I could read and figure out what it was, and I was like, oh, it's Foley. So I just I take it kind of as an honor to him.
Oh, that's a great story.
Yeah, again, just born in the trash because it's something that my cousin made in 8th grade woodshop and probably got kicked out of.
Now, I will tell you that I have told a lot of comedians over the years, stop doing podcasts. It's all you. It's incestual. You guys are just putting each other on to tell the same story on a different thing. But unless you have a gimmick, and the gimmick with Are You Garbage is really great, and people love it. When I announced that you were going to be on the show, people were super happy, and you guys have a show here, what, on Friday?
Yeah, Friday night is the Tampa Theater, baby, 7 o'clock. Come see us.
Now, what will you do on stage? Will you bring a person up or people or local? Like, how do you do that?
No, so what we do is we do a pretty straight stand-up show for the first half of the show. We have a host, a good friend of ours, Tom Cassidy, and then our producer, Toby McMullen, who's a comedian. He does a little time, and then Kevin and I co-headline. We each do about 25 minutes. And then before the show, we put up an email list, and people submit their garbage questions. Hey, I did this when I was younger. Is it garbage to do this? And then we go through them, and then Kevin and I come back out on stage, and we play Are You Garbage with the crowd. So they get like that vibe. They get that fun vibe of being on the podcast, and we get to go back and forth with them. And it's really great, and it's really fun how much people share about their childhood. And it's great. Everybody just wants to tell their garbage stories and get confirmation that it is trash. We had a guy we were in Charlotte last night at the Comedy Zone, and we had a guy last night ask if it was garbage if every Christmas he put out a tuna fish sandwich and a Bud Heavy for Santa Claus. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that.
No, I try to think of some of the things that I have here that really put me over the edge, because until somebody points it out to you that it's garbage and you're used to it from growing up, you don't quite realize how trashy it is.
It's so funny that you bring up the tuna fish sandwich, because I wanted to bring up, my favorite snack growing up was called tuna flips. My mom would make it. It was like the biscuit dough rolled out, tuna in there, and then you put it in egg wash and rolled it in like chips, and then cooked it in the oven. I love that, and it's such a trash
so trashy.
Oh, it's great. Yeah, Dusty Slay, who I'm sure you know, he's a fantastic comedian. His favorite snack growing up was margarine and American cheese slices that they would melt in the microwave, and they would dip crackers into it.
Oh, God.
If that's not dirtbag caviar, I don't know what is.
All right, the Are You Garbage guys are going to be at the Tampa Theater Friday night. Tickets are available, I'm sure, at Ticketmaster, wherever you buy tickets. And these guys are great comedians on top of the podcast. They're both super nice guys, super funny. How you doing with the... Last time I saw you on Bird's Cruise, you had lost a ton of weight, and it made me very mad. I'm the only fat guy who can't lose weight on Ozempic.
Yeah, I was on the Ozempic for a long time, but the the burps and the other things kind of got a little too much. My fiance was getting ready to throw me out of the apartment, so I laid off that, and I've just been kind of starting to walk a little bit and move a little bit more, and try to eat a little bit better. So we're going good. We were in Ireland, to be honest, for 2 weeks, right when I got off the Ozempics, and that was a bad combination. My ancestral dirtbag in me, there was too much cabbage and mashed potatoes and beers going around. So I put a couple back on, but I'm working it off now.
Yeah, well, listen, I don't know if you saw, but I am a perfect example of why it's important to lose weight, especially as you get older. I walked out in my backyard last week and tripped on my flip-flop and took 7 steps forward and face planted, and it was all caught on video from my security camera.
I saw it. I saw it, buddy. I saw it, and I loved it. I saw it, and I loved it.
I knew I had to release it once because I just lay there for a second. I realized this is on video. I have to put this out there now. So, yeah, you don't want to do that. So, well, look, I'm looking. Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, you snapped right up, man. You still got the moves, baby.
The comment said I get up like a baby. I stand up like an infant.
I love it.
I have to take my daughter to a concert on Friday, or else I'd be there to see you guys. But I am glad that you're coming.
No worries.
And if people don't know, I just pulled up on YouTube last night. I hadn't watched in a while, and I watched the whole episode of you guys with David Tell, which was great.
Yes.
And then another thing about your podcast that is so important, the video quality is so excellent. Like, so many of these people half-ass the video. Joe, you know what I'm talking about.
I do, Michael.
But these guys look fantastic on there, and I watched that whole episode with you and David Tell. He loved being there, and that's hard. He's a hard guy to keep happy for an hour.
Yeah, he was absolutely fantastic. And the thing with the video, you know, when we started going out on our own right after the pandemic, we really wanted to create an actual fictitious space that we're in. So we're in what we call Aunt Tootie's basement.
That's what it looks like.
We have an Aunt Tootie that lives in South Philly. So we created this set. We put a lot of attention into how it sounds and how it looks and all that stuff, and to really do the best show possible. And a lot of that's our producer Toby.
You mentioned Shane Gillis earlier, and you did a great job on Gillian Keeves and some of those different sketches. The Uncles one.
Oh, thank you.
You going to be on the new Netflix series, the Tire Shop?
No, I'm not on the Netflix series, but I can't wait to see it, and I'm so excited for those guys. And him and John McKeever, who directs and works with him a lot, is they're really two of the best, and I can't say enough about him. He's really a shining star right now, and I love to see it.
How long have you been with your fiance?
8 years. We just got engaged, man.
All right, I was gonna say, because you guys have newfound fame, you don't want to rush into anything. But 8 years you've been there. She's been there for the lean years.
Yeah. Oh yeah, she's been in there for the lean years, and we were living in like a comic apartment with a bunch of bozos. So yeah, we're following through. But she's getting her money back on the wedding. I can tell you that much.
Well, good. I wish you guys the best. I hope the show is a huge success here in Tampa Friday night at the Tampa Theater. Are You Garbage Guys? It's four comics and the podcast, so you're getting a lot for your money. Great to catch up with you, man, and hopefully we'll see you next time you guys roll through town.
Mike, guys, thank you so much. I appreciate you, and try not to fall in the backyard anymore, all right, buddy?
I'll see what I can do. Thanks, buddy. Take it easy. There you go. There's H. Foley from the Are You Garbage podcast. If you're listening and you're like, I never heard this before, just go to YouTube and just put in Are You Garbage. You can watch them. It's really good. And then just to give you a heads up, both Bert and Bobby called me to tell me that I should put them on the show. They know that I don't want to put everybody that comes through town on the show, but if it's somebody like they're friends with, they'll say, hey, you should really put this guy on.
Right.
And Bert's only screwed us one time with Bob Biggerstaff, but
Yeah.
the rest of the time he's been pretty good. But Bert went out of his way to call me and say, hey, you should put these. I was like, of course. I was already planning on it, And Bobby, the same thing. Bobby's like, you should get it. So Bobby actually connected us together. So
Yeah, they're funny guys, and they're both likable, too. You know what I mean? Like, you want them to be funny.
They're your friends.
Yeah.
They're your friends. That's the other thing is that I'm surprised that somebody smart, and I shouldn't say this too loud, doesn't take a show like that and make them a morning show.
Yeah.
Now, I get it. Those guys may not want to do it because they're making a ton of money just without the radio station being the middleman, but there's a potential for one of those shows to be a great morning show.
Well, it's funny, especially those guys, Are You Garbage, because I listen to it, and they do it very much kind of radio formatted, the way they do it.
Well, they're Philly guys who lived in New York, so they're
Right.
probably used to hearing that kind of stuff.
Did you ever see that Gillian Keeves where they have the uncles? So it's like almost like an uncle daycare thing.
No.
Oh, it's hilarious. It's Shane Gillis, it's Foley, it's a few other guys that you've definitely seen before, and they all go there for the uncle daycare, and they they get a beer at 10:30, 11, different beer, and then they set them up and they're doing different things, and like Shane Gillis comes in and they go, oh, Shane, is that a new shirt? And he goes like this, and he looks and he goes, wolf.
Oh, it's a wolf.
Yeah, and they go, what kind of sound does a wolf make? And he goes, wolf.
Shane's
so
great.
dumb. It's funny. If you've not watched any of those sketches, the Gillian Keefe stuff.
Are they all on YouTube?
Yeah, they're all on YouTube, yeah.
All right. Well, that show is happening Friday at the Tampa Theater. Go see them if you have nothing. If you don't have to go see Benson Boone on Friday, then go see that. I really didn't plan on going to the show. I'm going to the concert.
Why not?
because I thought my wife would do that. Like I'm happy to interview.
Okay.
I'm happy to interview him. I think he's interesting, and I think he's going to be a superstar. I'm happy to interview him, but I thought, what?
That'd be a cool, like daddy-daughter date. You'd be with your daughter at the concert.
The idea of that is wonderful. And now picture me 3 songs in when I only know one of this guy's songs, and I'm like,
Are you?
you'll love it.
Are you gonna be down on the floor, Gen Pop, or are you up in the balconies?
I'm assuming Gen Pop.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Where's he playing?
Janice.
Oh, you're up.
No, you got to go up. You got to go upstairs.
I mean, you'd have to make a statement to get up top. Like, I'd have to ask somebody. I haven't asked anybody anything. I assume
I'm
my
Mike
tickets.
Calta.
Oh, you think I'm just gonna? I have never in my life thought that. Hey, can I get up here? I'm Mike Calta. Never.
It's for your daughter. You
the
got
idea of no, she'll be happy on the floor. She's a kid.
Yeah, but there's just a tiny kid.
Yeah, but she'll be on my shoulders.
All right.
Hang out with her.
Climb that tree, maybe.
She's too big for your shoulders.
She's not too big for my
Plus,
shoulders.
you don't want to fall with her on your
Oh,
shoulder.
Yeah,
would be bad.
that's
Shoo, I could kill her.
Can we go? I can't see anything. All I see is
Yeah, wonderful, wonderful. I hope by the 3rd song she's like, "This is boring. Can we go?"
yeah.
Like Joey used to do a movie theater. We went and saw a movie one time. I think it was Wall-E. And before Wall-E, there were 4 shorts, like little Disney short cartoons. They were great.
Yeah.
And when it was over, Joey goes, "I'm tired. Can we go?" I go, "Oh, it didn't even start yet. The movie didn't even go on." I don't know what Charlie Belcher's doing. It is making me so goddamn hungry. They just had cannolis and ham pancakes, and oh my god.
You know what I just saw? I saw a wedding video where they had a cannoli maker. And it was literally with a guy who had like a tray strapped around his waist, and he was filling the cannolis.
Yeah.
And just
high
handing
on
them.
his waist.
I'm out.
Yeah, high on his waist, but he was filling the cannolis, like he had different fillings and stuff like that, and he was just giving them out.
I
and
like that
walking
cannoli
around.
guy.
Yeah.
Cannoli guy.
He only fills one at a time, and it takes him like 25 minutes in between.
Oh.
I got the hollow out the shell.
Go get the cannoli from that guy. It's on his waist.
Oh man, I could eat it. I'd eat it. I'm pretty sure I could eat a dozen cannolis.
Let's get McGriddles.
You couldn't. You couldn't eat a dozen cannolis.
Don't damn it.
Prove it.
I can't. I'll just take the L on this one, but man, I would really like to. There you go. All right, let's take a break. Galvin, what is the list? I'm sorry, I already forgot.
The list is Time Magazine released their annual list of 100 most influential people in the world.
In the world.
And they have it broken down into different stuff like artists and icons and this and that, whatever.
All
So,
right,
yeah.
all right. We will explore that list next. It's the Mike Calta Show. This is 102.5 The Bone. Alvin, over to you in the list of the day.
All right, so the list
Do we have a new
is.
segment? The list of the day.
The list is Time Magazine released their annual list of the 100 most influential people in the world. Okay? So these are some of the ones that they think you'll recognize. I don't know whether you necessarily will, but I'll tell you, it starts out with artists, and you definitely know she's going to be hosting and musical guest for Saturday Night Live, Dua Lipa.
Dua Lipa.
We all know Dua Lipa.
2 leaps.
21 Savage, who was also on SNL recently. Then you have Dev Patel.
Why is he influential?
What?
Well,
Isn't
he's
he-
making movies now, isn't
And
he?
he's a rapper too.
Dev Patel?
If I'm thinking of the same person.
From Slumdog
no,
Millionaire.
I'm thinking of the other guy.
Oh, there's only 2 Indian guys in the whole entertainment
Yep,
industry.
that's
Spanish?
exactly what I said.
What a
Racist.
jerk.
Yep.
That was very racist. But as far as artists goes, okay. All right. So he's in there. Divine Joy Randolph.
Oh, I would imagine if I'm going to guess that is some sort of trans performer.
It is not. She's big enough to be, but no, she's not. She is an actress. I guess she started coming to fame with
White?
She played Oda Mae in Ghost on Broadway.
Oh, okay, not white.
No. Then you have Fantasia Barrino.
It's autumn sunrise. What is Fantasia Barrino?
Most influential?
Most influential in the world.
Is this year or
Let's have another- let's this
2024?
year. And then, of course, the great Leslie Odom Jr.
Who is that?
Who's Leslie?
Don't Google. Don't Google.
I
Any
know
ideas?
the name.
No, I think you do know the name from Real People. Wasn't Leslie Odom? Wasn't that?
No,
one
I
of-
think I'm thinking of Odell Beckham Jr.
Leslie
Leslie Odom. I know. I just can't figure out who it is.
Used to be Lamar Odom. Now
No.
they're just transitioned.
When you say it, I'm going to go, oh, yeah.
I think I do know this guy because he was in a commercial that I saw. That
And you're
was
saying
on
it's a guy?
Repeat. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is a guy. He's an actor.
I think he's
From what?
Broadway.
Yeah, Broadway.
Yeah.
That's
Does a lot
why
of Broadway stuff. Yeah.
Okay. So I know that name.
Tony Award, best performance by an actor in a leading role in a musical. But I don't know what musical. Let's see. Hamilton.
Okay. Not the other guy. The second guy. Not what's it? Manuel Rivera.
Manuel
Miranda Rivera.
Oh, is that Hamilton?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that was some of the artists for 100 most influential. Then you have icons.
I'm gonna guess Kim Kardashian's on that list.
No.
Taylor
Well,
Swift.
not the one that I have here.
Beyonce.
Taraji P. Henson.
I love her.
Kylie Minogue.
Okay, so we got to think Taraji P. Henson in the black community, Kylie Minogue, European.
Oh no.
What is going on?
100 most influential people in the world. Elliot Page.
I mean,
For that community.
yeah,
By
for
the way,
that community.
Have you seen Elliot Page lately?
Yes.
I mean, it looks like he hasn't seen the sun or food in 14 weeks.
Yeah, he's got bones sticking out.
He could go get a spray tan. I think that'd be beneficial.
Would you have sex with Elliot Page?
No.
Yes.
In the bum bum?
No.
Why not?
Yeah.
Because it's a gross looking person.
Not because it's transgender, just doesn't become a good looking person.
Yeah.
I get that.
Icons, Michael J. Fox.
Yeah.
Director Sofia Coppola.
I mean,
What has she done?
What is-
she's
Yeah.
Francis Ford
Yeah.
Coppola's daughter. Nah, she's made some good movies.
What?
Like artsy movies.
Okay.
She's
But,
an indie movie person.
Lost in Translation? Was that her?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Business Shark, Mark Cuban.
Okay. Yes, that I agree with.
And then it looks like a Japanese director, Hayao.
Suzuki.
Silver.
What?
That was great.
Io Silver.
This is Titans. Titans.
I would have put Mark Cuban as a Titan.
Well,
He's an icon. Not a Titan.
Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes.
He's a Titan?
No, he's a chief, not a Titan.
Yeah.
The Titan.
All right.
Kelly Ripa.
He's a Titan?
Stop it.
I mean, she's chased 8 guys away from that show.
Yeah.
Producer Jack Antonoff.
Okay.
And
That again, I was all Taylor Swift.
WNBA star Aja Wilson.
Oh, my God.
I will give anybody in this room, Carmen, do not Google it. I will give anybody in this room $10,000 if you can tell me who Aja Wilson plays for.
DC.
Who?
DC.
Who?
She plays for the Phoenix Butterflies.
No.
The
Butterflies.
New Orleans.
The Denver
Carmen.
Chicks.
Chicago.
No.
Let me guess again.
Go ahead.
The,
And you have to have the full name of the team.
oh, okay. The Philadelphia
No.
cheesesteaks.
No.
Wait, what?
Liberty.
No.
The
I mean, she's a WNBA star, you guys.
Yeah.
Alabama.
And she's a Titan.
She's a Titan.
On Time Magazine,
She
100.
makes $60,000
out of
a
the
year.
entire world, 100 people, most influential. She's a Titan. You guys don't even know who she plays for.
Orlando.
No.
Well,
The New York.
Columbus
Wrong.
Clitorises.
South Dakota.
North
Houston.
Carolina.
Utah.
The starting lineup for your Las Vegas Aces.
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 Is there a Sparkle? Is that one of the
Probably.
teams? Sparkles?
Probably. The Sparkle.
Yeah, because don't they do like kind of play on the WNBA? So like the Sparkle is
Yeah.
like the Spurs or
Yeah.
the Jazz.
Like they do that, yeah.
Something like that. Yeah, so Aja Wilson is in there. What about this? Leaders. Leaders for most
Oh.
influential.
Biden for sure.
The first lady of the Russian opposition, Yulia Navalny. However you say her name.
Navalny?
The one that's, the husband got killed. Yeah.
Why is she? Well,
She's the
know
first
why.
lady of Russian opposition.
She's also plays for the Spartans.
Christ. Yeah.
Texas Governor Greg Abbott, the president from Argentina, and California Governor Gavin Newsom.
Oof.
Mm-hmm.
Oof.
Innovators. Who would you think is an innovator?
Somebody who invented
Time
something.
Magazine.
Elon Musk.
Elon Musk
Mark
would make
Zuckerberg.
sense.
Yeah,
Mark Zuckerberg
Zuckerberg.
would make sense. Maya Rudolph.
Jesus.
Listen, I love Maya Rudolph. I think she's hilarious.
Yeah.
But innovator?
What?
Nah.
I don't even understand.
She's not even on TV anymore.
Yeah, she did comedy the same as all the other people before her.
And then this one maybe makes sense. Fashion designer Tory Burch. Maybe she in a new style, new way to.
I mean,
do
she
this,
hasn't been
whatever.
cool in 5 years, but I get it.
Yeah. And then what about this? Pioneers. for the Time Magazine 100 most
Daniel Boone.
influential. You're going to go see him this weekend. Most influential people in the world, pioneers. There's only one. There's only one pioneer in the entire world. The Time Magazine was.
When I hear pioneer, I think the first person to do something.
Yeah. Like you think like Tony Hawk would be a pioneer, even though he wasn't the first. He was really the one that brought skateboarding into,
the guy in South Africa that is powering a whole city from radio waves.
Would make sense. No, not that guy.
I'm going to say Mr. Beast.
No, but definitely big for social media and YouTube and all that stuff. This one, pioneers, Time Magazine 100 most influential people in the world.
This is going to make us mad.
Pioneers. America Ferrara.
What?
She was in the Barbie movie.
Yeah, she had that speech. Dumb.
What's she do in the? I didn't see the Barbie.
She wakes up all the Barbies that are like caught in the patriarchy.
Strong, not too strong. Make money, but
Was she the damaged Barbie?
No, she's
was
a
not the
normal
Barbie.
person.
Okay.
Was she Fat Barbie?
How'd she
She
get
was
in?
a normal person.
How'd she get in the
a
Barbie world?
The same way they got out of the Barbie world.
Yeah.
They just follow some path or whatever.
Because she loves Barbie.
Yeah.
She created she's,
I don't.
Yeah, you shouldn't have asked. You shouldn't have
I don't
asked.
want to know now.
It's my fault.
Yeah, she created a new line of Barbies. And she's like reconnecting with her childhood Barbie, which
Her
is
new
why.
line of Barbies make as much as Ken's.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, they're like anxiety Barbie and
Ozempic Barbie.
Yeah.
Anxiety Barbie.
Yeah.
Pioneer Barbie.
Am I wrong, Carmen? Is that pretty much?
I don't remember that part. I just know that she was like the daughter of the girl who needed Barbie to get through to her.
Her daughter.
Yeah, her daughter. America Ferrara's daughter needed Barbie to get through to her. Like that was the little girl that needed to find Barbie again.
You explained it very well.
I'm good with it. I'm just Ken. That's all I want to know about.
I mean,
Barbie
he's
movie.
the best part of the whole movie.
Yeah.
Oh, well, he's a man. Well, there you go. There is Time Magazine's most influential people.
I bet he got paid more than Barbie.
Oh, definitely, 100%.
Give me the categories again. I'm going to name one person from each category that's
right.
better than anything
so
they have.
Time Magazine, most influential people in the world, the 100, top 100, artist. So that could be
Taylor
actor.
Swift.
Yeah, Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
I mean, hugest, biggest artist out
Biggest
there.
artist in the world.
Not
Biggest artist in the world.
Fantasia.
Yeah.
Icons.
Taylor Swift.
Icon.
Scorsese.
Yeah.
Justin Entertainment.
I'm fine with that.
Well, all these people were, Kylie Minogue.
I thought you said
Elliot
Justin and I'm like, who's Justin Entertainment?
Well, Mark Cuban, not. He's entertainment though, because he's on Shark Tank,
I would
so-
say Bezos.
or Bezos. Yeah, sure.
All right. What's the next one?
Titans.
Dave Portnoy.
Yes. Perfect.
Yeah.
There you go. Oh, we're so part of the patriarch. Leaders. There's only one person.
America Ferrara.
His middle name's Jay. Donald J. Trump.
Okay.
And then innovators.
Innovator, I would give to Elon Musk.
Yeah.
You would think.
It's got
Pioneers.
Elon Musk.
Pioneers, I'd give to some sort of astronaut or some sort of space person that's working on a Hubble telescope or something like that. Somebody that brought us to where we've never been before.
I mean, any of the physicists that are working on any of the quantum things that are happening that are super advanced would be a pioneer.
yeah, some leader in that.
know?
Yeah.
Have you seen the video that's going around of the Asian kid that's on the contest? Like it's a high school contest thing, whatever. And they put up the question, and the guy starts reading the question. And the kid answers before he even gets
Awesome.
like 3 words in. And then there's another one that is like a paragraph long, and it has all these different numbers. Whatever he puts it in, he goes 61, and he goes, "That is correct." Kid turned out to be the first one to write a AI program.
Yeah,
thing,
Ugh.
whatever. Yeah, he's like
Yeah.
the smartest in the world. It's unbelievable. Like I saw Ben Shapiro was doing a thing where he was playing it and stuff, and the kid answers the first one, and Ben Shapiro's eyebrows just go up, and then he answers the second one. Ben Shapiro goes, "I was not halfway through the paragraph." The kid already answered. Yeah,
I
It's wild.
wonder, though, Galvin, and this is no fault to you because I don't know how it was delivered to you, but I wonder if this list is a little bit more specific if they say, these are the people in the past year that
Oh,
did something for their group or
that
something
would make
like that.
more sense.
Like Fantasia was a winner on American Idol. She was a fantastic singer, and then she couldn't read and write, and then now all of a sudden she could read and write. She's back, and she's starring in something.
She's
kind of like a comeback.
Color Purple.
Yeah. So that's. I think it might be something like that.
Well, let me see, because I'm on Time Magazine's actual thing here that they have the list for. It doesn't really give any caveat of why. Let me click on one and just see what they say. Kylie Minogue. Kylie Minogue. Oh, so one of the first people I ever met from TV. Okay, she was a pop star, and I had watched her in Neighbors every day for a decade. So when she came to an early Coldplay show, I was writing this. I don't even know what this is. Yeah, so I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think that maybe the list is a little more specific than we're privy to, because I can't understand where some of those. Maya Rudolph has got to have some sort of thing in the last year that
she's an innovator.
Of what?
Yeah, that's, I don't know.
Well, which one of you said it? That she's done the same comedy that they did.
That was me.
Yeah, 40 years before her. She's not even the best woman to do it.
No.
She's funny, and I like her, but I don't understand the innovator thing. Yeah. Although I will agree with whatever they say for Dua Lipa. She should win everything. She should win every award.
Aaliyah Bhatt is also on this list. She's an Indian actress that does some American films. She's a pioneer.
Yeah, why?
Because she
crossed over?
Well, not only did she cross over, but she's so like in Bollywood, it's very scandalous if you like make out in movies and do anything sexual.
Just dance.
Yeah. So what's her face that's dating the Jonas brother?
Priyanka Chopra.
She crossed over because she started becoming more and more sexual. So she was brought over here into American films and did this TV show, where Aaliyah Bhatt is still very conservative, sticks to her values, and was brought over here because she's an incredible actress.
Is it hard for you to talk about this?
No, not even a little bit.
Really?
Yeah. Why? Yeah. Because of no.
Because of your ties to Bollywood?
No. That's all. Yeah, no, I'm good with that.
You know what's messed up is that guy that's with her now probably never had to watch any of those Bollywood movies.
Probably not. I like the Bollywood movies.
Come on.
I being honest, I did like the Bollywood movies.
In what capacity?
I enjoy this singing, I enjoy the dancing, and I enjoy the scenery. They're very beautiful.
A lot of costumes.
Yeah.
You enjoy the singing.
Yeah, I do enjoy. I enjoy Indian music. I was playing some for Joe, and he doesn't like it.
No,
I don't like it at all.
He doesn't like it. Joe's a normal human being.
I mean, people like what they like.
A lot of people like it.
I don't know what this is.
Carmen, please bring back to the show the great Don Felder, who I totally screwed up. Mr. Felder, how are you, sir?
I'm doing great, Mike. How are you doing, buddy?
Good. I'm sorry about that confusion. I thought this was tomorrow, but I'm so glad it's today. It's great to have you on the show. Florida's own Don Felder. Am I correct in reading that you went to Woodstock when you were a kid?
I did. I was one of the few people that actually, when I asked the crowd that, raised my hand. I'm one of the only people in the crowd a lot of times. But yeah, I spent all 3 days there. We saw just the most amazing American talent in the history of rock and roll.
How did you get there at the time?
Well, I lived not far from that particular place, and a friend of mine had a Travelall, which was the predecessor to the Suburban, and it had barn doors on the back of it, and we put a mattress in the back, an ice chest for food, tons of water, some blankets and stuff like that. And we got there the day before it actually opened, and we backed in while they were still building the stage. We were able to stay inside the truck when it was raining and open the doors and still watch the show. So it was just amazing. It was a memory of a lifetime to have been there.
So I've been to a couple of festivals locally here. Like, I've been there as a fan and as a radio person, and I've also been to the later Woodstock. And there's something about just being a part of that, even though my Woodstock was nothing like your Woodstock, being a part of that big deal and all these great artists is something. But then you go on to be an artist that has people camping out to go to their shows. I mean, that's got to be such a great full circle feeling for you.
It's amazing, actually, to tell you the truth. To be part of something like Woodstock, nothing has ever happened since then. As a matter of fact, there's a line in Hotel California that says, there hasn't been this spirit here since 1969.
Yeah.
Nothing has happened on the world of that magnitude for rock and roll before. So to actually be there, and I was standing in the crowd watching, and Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young came out and played, and I had been at a band with Stephen Stills when we were 14. And I was like, wait a minute, what is he doing up there? He had left Gainesville and moved to Florida, and the next thing I know, he's on the stage at Woodstock. So it is a wonderful feeling to have been on one side of it and then to have the opportunity to be on the other side of the stage.
Yeah, I have to tell you, I don't know what's more annoying. And don't get me wrong, I like the Eagles and all that, but fans, when it comes to fans, oof, Eagles fans, Jimmy Buffett fans, Dave Matthews fans, they're a special breed of people.
Yeah, thank God. I really appreciate the fact that they'd appreciated so much what we have done and written and recorded over the last 50 years. I mean, some of these songs are 50 years old, and they're still playing them on the radio. People still download them. They come out to concerts. I have to tell you, though, I have the most amazing band. I have, over the last 25 years, put together the absolute best musicians, singers, players that I can find. I mean, they are the creme de la creme.
Yeah.
These guys have played with people like Carrie Underwood and Keith Urban and Kenny Chesney, Sting, Chicago, Peter Frampton, Billy Joel, Bad Company, Adam Lambert, Dave Matthews, Katy Perry, on and on and on and on. The list of credits these players have is phenomenal. And I would never walk out on a stage without presenting the absolute best possible band I could put together. By the end of the night, we have this section of songs at the end that starts with like The Long Run, then it goes Take It Easy, Life in the Fast Lane, Heartache Tonight, Hotel California. Everybody in the place is up on their feet, dancing, got their cell phones out, filming Hotel California. It's just a really great, fun party, and we love doing that. And everybody walks out saying, that was amazing. And that's exactly why I worked so hard to put together the best human band possible.
Well, that you're afforded that because of the time that you put in rock and roll history, that you're able to say, hey, I want to work with the best guys, and you're able to do that. So I'm glad that you're doing that and going on the road. And I mean, as you get older, do you see any end to it? Or you're like, I think I'm one more year and I'm out? Or are you going to be like, I'm going to keep doing it until I can't do it anymore?
I'm going to rock till I drop.
Yeah.
I mean, right in the middle of some solo, I may go down. Who knows? I'm going to be enjoying it right to the last bar,
Yeah, I don't blame you. That'd be one of the greatest endings in rock and roll history, too. We're talking to the great Don Felder. Don Felder's going to be at Ruth Eckerd Hall tomorrow night along with Pablo Cruz and Firefall. It'll be a great show. That's all hits from all those bands. And I have to tell you, which I'm sure you get all the time, is that our real, we actually talked about it this morning where I mentioned you were going to be on the show, is that Eagles documentary, whether you're an Eagles fan or not, is one of the greatest documentaries ever made. It gave me an idea of what it was like to be a musician back in the day and all the garbage that you guys go through and the infighting. But I'll tell you, though, the infighting was some of the most interesting stuff in that documentary.
I think that happens in every band. It's just a struggle for power, a struggle for creativity. Who's going to be in charge? Who's calling the shots? Who's singing the latest hits? It happens in every band. And the longer we did it and the more abusive we were with alcohol and drugs and working ourselves just down to the bone, the harder it got. Bernie Ledden, which was my high school buddy, we were in a band together in high school, said, we need to just take 2 months. Everybody go somewhere, go to Hawaii, relax, get some sun, sober up, just get clean and healthy, and let's go back at it. And Don and Glenn said, no, we've got this thing going. We got to just keep pushing this uphill. And so Bernie literally walked out of the studio in the middle of one of these nights and got on a plane and went to Hawaii. We were like, oh, well, I guess we're going to take a break for a while. And we kept going in the studio, and he came back and joined the last tour he was on, which was the One of These Nights tour, and he just was not going to risk his health. And he was a very wise guy. I think if you look at it like the Rolling Stones, they go out and tour the whole world, then they take 2 or 3 years off, and they enjoy life and they refresh. And I don't know if they give up drugs and alcohol off the road or not, but they pace themselves, and they keep coming back every 2, 3, 4, 5 years and do another tour, and they're still going. So who knows?
There are two things that made me there's a documentary that made me really dislike Glenn Frey. I felt like he was a bully, and I didn't I'm not saying I don't appreciate his musical talent. And then I heard a story, which is local, where a guy that I know is in the music business had a guitar, and it was signed over years by individual members of the Eagles, and Glenn Frey was the last one on the guitar. You had already signed it, and he had heard that Glenn Frey was such a dick he wouldn't sign a guitar that had your signature on it, so he had to cover your signature with a sticker in order to get the guitar signed. That's such a douchey move.
Well, Glenn had his quirk. God bless him. God rest him. He really was the main leader of this band. It was his baby. He was the front singer and songwriter, sang the first hits like Take It Easy and Peaceful Easy and all those great classics. It was really his band. Yeah. And him and Henley were amazing. They were the Lennon-McCartney of America to me, that wrote so many great hit songs together that I have nothing but ultimate respect for Glenn. All said and done, I salute him.
Yeah, that's interesting, because I was saying this morning to Galvin, I said, do you think he's glad that Glenn Frey died? I'm going to ask him. But evidently not. You seem like you made peace with it.
I've made peace with the whole thing. As a matter of fact, I wrote a book called My Life in the Eagles, Heaven and Hell, and it was started out as every morning meditating about how I'd gotten from a little dirt road in Gainesville, Florida, at a white clapboard house that I grew up in, to being in one of the biggest bands and being catapulted into astronomical fame and fortune and a major lifestyle change. Yeah. And at the same time, when that ended, the same year, I got divorced from my wife of 29 years. So my life was just completely taken to the heights and then just dismantled. And I had to rebuild my life, which is what I've been doing since 2001.
You can't be famous at that level and have a successful marriage. I mean, so many people pretend that they're pulling it off, but I mean, I've seen, I know I've seen what rock stars go through and how they're it's just thrown at them all the time, and it must be so hard to be married.
Yeah, especially the Eagles were on the road about 11 months out of the year. And there was no cell phones, there was no later in the 90s we could fax back and forth to each other, to my kids, and draw little pictures for them and stuff, but there was still a way to communicate. And so it was really hard being gone that much. As a matter of fact, when the Eagles stopped in 1980, I had offers after I put out heavy metal to go out and tour with my own band, and I went, nope, I'm going to stay home. I'm going to be Mr. Mom. I'm going to be the soccer coach. I'm going to drive carpool. I'm going to make breakfast for my kids in the morning. And I did that for about 10 years before I really decided to put it all back together with the Eagles in 1994, and then For Hell Freezes Over. But I really enjoyed having that part of my life free again to spend with my kids while they were growing up.
How old were your kids in 94, approximately?
I think Leah, my youngest one, was about 8 or 9 at the time. And it was funny because Joe Walsh's daughter and my daughter, Leah, became best friends on the road during Hell Freezes Over. That they were... I'd leave them in the room, and they could order room service, and I'd come back up, and there'd be every dessert on the menu in their bedroom. They were just having a ball, having a great time. And so it was great to have them out with us. And my other kids, my oldest son, Jesse, who was probably, I think he must have been 21 or 22, was actually working on the crew for one summer in Hell Freezes Over, and he would come up and play sax because he was a great sax player, great guitar player, but he also played sax, and he would play sax on the heat is on. Right? So it was great to have my kids there experiencing walking out on a stage in a stadium and seeing what it was like to feel walking out in front of 80,000 people in a stadium. And it was great.
Yeah, my question is, when did your kids, did they know you were cool at that point, or were you just dad? Like, I struggle so hard to make my kids realize that I'm cool, and they don't seem to see it at all. But you're in the Eagles.
We don't really see it either.
Yeah, but I mean, for Felder, they probably saw it.
I think when they finally got to see Hell Freezes Over and realized what it was that I'd been doing, since I was 10 years old, growing to that level of success, they really appreciated it.
Yeah,
my son, the one that worked on the road that summer, I had them hire him and put him in the crew. And I said, you make him the first one on the deck and the last one back in the bus. I want you to work him hard. At the end of that summer, he said, Dad, I learned something really important. I said, what was that? He said, the people with the highest refined skills make the most money and have the easiest job. And the people with the least skill work the hardest and work the least, make the least amount of money. I said, that was a great lesson you learned that summer. So he went back to school, got straight A's for the rest of college. And,
he also learned
management. So,
he also learned Dad was cheap and could have just gave him money on the side. Totally made him work for it.
That's right. I had a rule with my kids in the summer. They grew up in Malibu, and typically in the summer, everybody's hanging out with a surfboard and smoking weed and all this stuff you don't want your kids doing when they're young. So I required them to either go to a camp, get a job, or go to summer school. Now, my son decided one summer he wanted to go to summer school in college. So I said, okay, that's fine, whatever you want to do. Turns out he chose to go to the University of Hawaii, and he took stuff like paddleboarding.
That kid's a genius.
Beat the system.
That is great.
He got me on that one.
Go see the great Don Felder tomorrow night at Ruth Eckerd Hall, 7:00. You also got Firefall and you got Pablo Cruz. It's all great genre music right there. Great hits from decades, and of course they'll wrap it up with all your Eagles favorites. Sorry about the confusion earlier, but I'm glad we got to talk to you today, and I hope you have a great show at Ruth Eckerd Hall.
Thanks, Mike. If you come down to the show, please come backstage and say hello so I can thank you with a personal handshake for doing this for me. I appreciate it.
My pleasure. Great to talk to you. The great Don Felder. Thank you, sir. There you go. That's a legend. I mean, to
for
be
sure.
in the rock and roll business as long as I was reading this story, he really was a dirt poor kid in Gainesville. And him and Steven Stills were buddies when they were young. Imagine they showed up at Woodstock and they're like, I know that dude.
Yeah, I think he knew Tom Petty too when he was younger as well.
He was in Gainesville, yeah. That's such a good story to have somebody that was dirt poor in the white trash Florida and end up doing it the right way and becoming a huge superstar.
The good thing about Don Felder is he's the right amount of fame. Where if you know the Eagles and you know him and you go, oh, holy crap, that's Don Felder. But I'm sure he walks into a lot of places where people don't know him and it's just some rich dude, that they're not sure what he does.
Right. I was in a hotel in New York one time, and a lot of the guys from Earth, Wind, and Fire and Billy Joel's band were staying there when they played the Madison Square Garden shows. Mm-hmm. And I knew I was surrounded by a lot of talented guys with money, but I didn't know who anybody was. Like finally I saw the guys from Earth, Wind, and Fire, the main guys, and I realized who they were. And then I saw the guitar player for Billy Joel, and I was like, oh, okay, I see what's going on here.
I was talking to Steve Byrne when we were on the cruise when he did Sullivan and Son, and we were on there as guest stars.
Superstar.
That I was waiting for a scene where I was coming in, and I go over to the payphone, and I'm standing back there, and I look over, and I look at this guy, and we kind of make eye contact, and I point at him, and I'm like, you Dave Kushner? And he's like, yeah.
Oh,
like,
yeah, I remember, yeah.
Dave Kushner, the guitar player from Velvet Revolver, which maybe not a lot of people recognize because you're in a band with Slash, and Duff and all those guys, whatever, but he did the music for the thing, and I was like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I think he was surprised that I recognized him.
Yeah, we talked to him. We hung out with him for a little bit after the show. He was a good dude. All right, well, there you go, the great Don Felder. Sorry I screwed up that interview. I thought it was tomorrow, but it was today, so it worked out perfect. Let's take a quick break. It's a Mike Calta Show. This is 102.5 The Bone. I called him and I said, don't you come anywhere near it.
What?
I got to tell you, Zach Wild has his Berserker Fest that he's doing, and that really is like, it's almost like he said, what is on Galvin's playlist? Because it's Rival Sons, it's Black Label Society. He's got one of the Zeppelin tribute bands. He's got a bunch of, I think Clutch is playing there as well. Yeah, it's a bunch of really good bands. But that's up in Pennsylvania, but not near Pittsburgh, really.
Isn't Rockville coming up here soon?
Rockville is, yeah, coming up in the first week of May.
Limp Bizkit, man, it's gonna be great.
Yeah, Limp Bizkit.
Very excited.
Have you ever seen them?
No, I told you my wife was listening to Limp Bizkit. She said, I'm trying to get into Limp Bizkit.
I think you'll be surprised. They put on a really good show.
Yeah, but is he coming out with the wig and mustache again?
Maybe.
Probably not.
Cowboy hat.
Now he's been wearing like this 80s like jumpsuit. It's all like neon and stuff. It's weird.
What is the deal? I mean, I don't dislike him. I think he's pretty interesting.
The last time around, he was dressing like a cowboy.
Yeah.
And he doesn't have the wig anymore, but now he wears like this 80s like jumpsuit.
Do you think it's because he feels like he looks old?
No, I think it sparks conversation.
But what more nostalgic than him coming out with the red backwards hat?
Yeah, I don't know.
What I mean?
But
That's
also,
over
whenever
now.
you have Wes Borland, painted up like that.
Right, yeah.
What is that all about?
That's just
He was an art student. So I think he just does a lot of weird stuff. Like he
creates
weird
characters.
Yeah,
yeah.
And
Remember
Fred Durst does not look bad.
No?
Like as he's older, like I just looked up pictures. He has a full beard instead of his little goatee, and he looks very normal.
he has a decent sized piece on him too, Carmen. We got to see it. It's thin.
Really?
It's thin, but
Thin?
yeah.
Nobody likes thin pizza.
But it's,
You don't know.
I like thin pizza.
Yeah.
Thin pizza, not thin penis. By the way, Clutch is going to be down in Rockville as well.
Yeah. So Foo Fighters one night.
Foo Fighters, Motley Crue, Judas Priest, Anthrax,
Bizkit.
Slipknot, Wolfgang.
Yeah.
This is I don't take this the wrong way. This is not negative at all. But you know how it weirds me out that you still do the dog stuff on the weekends?
Yeah.
The idea that you go to this rock festival with all these people and it's you and your wife.
Yes.
Is even more confusing to me. And that's not because it's so. If I said to my wife, "Do you want to go to a 3-day rock festival in Daytona that has Limp Bizkit and Clutch or whoever is playing?" She'd be like, "You're out of your goddamn mind."
Right, because your wife doesn't like the same music.
It's just foreign to me because it's not my life.
But my wife is also the one that listens to Sloppy Seconds.
Oh yeah,
and
yeah.
the Bronx
She's a
and all
music
kinda,
freak. She loves it. That's great.
She likes all that stuff. So yeah, but there's some on there that she's like, do we have to see them? And she's not a huge fan. She's not really a huge fan of Foo Fighters, which I definitely want to see Foo Fighters because this will be the first time I see with them with Josh Freese on drums, which will be cool.
Not my Foo Fighters.
But also the thing about it, well, guess what, guy? There's been 4 different drummers in Foo Fighters. But also, I'm not a festival guy at all.
Right. You're not a people guy.
But Rockville does such a good job with it. In the way that it's set up, it's really good because you have shade, you have the misters, you have food and drinks everywhere, and really VIP is the way to go.
Yeah.
If you're out there in Gen Pop, it's a little more rough. You're in the sun, the entire time, whatever.
What does the VIP get to do?
VIP,
like as far as near the stage, like how close do you get to the stage?
It has nothing to do with stage, but it has VIP areas off to the side. Well,
So
you can actually go down and see the stage from the side and do that.
Is that bathrooms? That's usually a big thing.
Bathrooms everywhere, food everywhere, all the different stuff. It was funny because they had some of the beer girls had the big super soakers and they were spraying people. And the girl shot me and I turned around and she goes like this, like, sorry. And I go, no, hit me again. That felt great.
At those festivals, the access to food, drinks, and
private bathrooms,
clean bathrooms is like the essential. That's the top thing to worry about.
And it's super clean.
Yeah.
Like they do a really good job of it. And they have stuff set up in the middle where they had like D drummers out there. They have like where you can go in and play, and they're selling all kind of stuff. But
I have to imagine that Rockfest, it's an older crowd. It's not like super old, but I'm just saying it's not the rave crowd. It's not the college 18-year-old because those festivals get nasty.
Yeah. Surprisingly, there is everything from 8-year-old kids to 70-year-old people, whatever. But yeah, you're right. The majority of people are around my age, somewhere around.
I kind of want to go over just for Limp Bizkit.
Yeah, so do I. I would go with you.
I just want to go for the day and just see that lineup.
I'll drive us if you want to go.
All right, in.
All right.
I don't know who would be the band that would make me want to go over there.
If Pearl Jam was there, you would go.
Yeah, 100%.
100%.
No,
If
Mike's
Pearl-
not standing.
Pearl
Mike's
Jam
not
was-
going to a festival.
What do you mean? I stand at the show. What do you think? I'm sitting down?
Yes.
You're crazy.
Pearl Jam's playing 2.5 hours from your house. You're not going?
No, you're right. If it was Pearl Jam, I'd probably go. But I don't know that I'd go. I'd have to pinpoint the exact time. And now you're staying in a hotel?
Yeah.
So, and how do you get back and forth? You drive over there and park?
Drive, and it's literally like 5 minutes away from there. And
it was crazy traffic, though?
No, it's very easy. And the great thing about it, too, is I get media credentials. So I actually park on the Daytona 500 on the center
all right.
track, whatever. And it's like from here to your garage door to get into the festival. Yeah, so it really works out very well. But like I'm looking at some of the different ones. Queens of the Stone Age are playing there.
Yeah. Oh, it's a monster lineup.
Yeah, Mr. Bungle is playing. Sum 41.
Sum 41's gonna be there.
Kerry King's new band, Kerry King from Slayer, his band is going to be out there. Yeah. Corey Cardinal will love this. Disturbed is playing.
Oh man.
Let's see. Stone Temple Pilots are down there. Royal Blood, Living Color.
Blood. I love Royal Blood.
There's a ton of really good bands playing.
Jelly Roll, Mike.
Yeah.
Really? And Jelly Roll.
Yeah,
Jelly Roll.
that I don't really understand, but whatever.
Bert's going to be on the show next week, but I don't think that I'm going to be there for the 5K.
Yeah.
I think the 5K is the day before I get there, which makes me happy because I don't want to feel any pressure to try and pretend to run. And also, who was running in it besides Jelly Roll?
Well,
I know there's a bunch of people doing
They were
it.
asking a bunch of different people. I know Louis C.K. said, I'll say that I'm going to do it, but I'm totally not going to do it.
And Foley's doing it.
Is
I
he?
should have asked Foley about it. Foley's doing it. Foley's a fat guy.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
He said he's been walking and doing that stuff. You don't have
that's a lot of running.
a 5K. You don't have to run.
Yeah.
What is that, 3 miles?
3.1 miles. Yeah.
You see 5Ks, there's ladies pushing baby strollers through those things.
And if you walk at a brisk pace, you're doing like a 15-minute mile, you know?
Yeah,
So-
he said he was hoping Jelly Roll said he was hoping for 12 minutes.
No, I think he said 15.
15?
Yeah.
You can easily walk 3 miles.
I want to go walk 3 miles, but I don't want to walk 3 miles when stupid Bert's running the whole thing.
Yeah, who cares?
I do.
No.
That's my fat friend, and he's running.
I got to tell you, Bert looks good. It's funny because whenever I see Bert lately, and I know he's dropped some weight,
See him
whatever.
in the sweat tank yesterday?
But from his chest up, he looks good. Like his shoulders and everything.
Right.
He just has the belly.
The alcoholism belly.
Yeah,
His belly looks like
yeah.
a puppy with worms.
It's my grandfather had that belly. It's
Mine too.
alcoholism
Mine
belly.
too.
Yeah.
Great-grandfather.
Yeah.
Which is weird because my great-grandfather only drank wine, and he only drank it out of the jug when we were eating dinner. It wasn't like he was alcoholic. You know what I mean?
Wine.
Well, drinking every day is I say alcohol. I don't mean alcoholic. I mean the damage that drinking alcohol does to your body every day. Yeah, will distend your belly. Yeah.
You don't have a belly.
No, I do not.
Well, he doesn't eat food.
I do.
No, you don't.
Of course I do.
No, you don't eat food. You graze.
I mean, I'm not housing 5 McGriddles at a sitting.
Nobody here
Not
is
I feel
either.
like that was directed at me.
No,
I
I did
feel
not
like that was
direct it.
directed at me.
No, nobody here
100%.
does that either. Yeah,
Well.
Mike is the only one that says he does that. So that
I
was
only ate 3.
yeah. Well, not according to Joe.
What a backhanded fat shaming comment.
All right.
I bought a pork torpedo yesterday from Prime Butcher.
Oh, that's on the diet?
Yeah.
Dude,
I mean,
Really?
why would you even say that if he's gonna share it?
I'm not going to share it.
Well, not
it's-
now.
It's pork wrapped in bacon smothered in cheese. I
Yeah.
think that would
that does
yeah.
not sound like it should be.
That's on the
No
diet.
carbs in that.
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah.
So you're
I'm
on a no carb diet.
Yeah, that's what I said. I've been
Okay.
taking 2 shakes, 2 protein shakes a day, and 1 low carb dinner. Last night I got a steak, and then I bought a pork torpedo.
What flavor are those shakes?
Oh, chocolate! I can only have chocolate.
Really? You don't
Yeah.
like just try any of the other ones?
No. Gross.
They have come such a far
Yeah.
way with shakes.
Is that what I thought you were going to say?
What?
Say that sentence.
They have come
Right
such
there. I don't want that flavor at all.
no, but they have like cinnamon roll. They have cookies and cream, all
Yeah.
kind of different stuff.
The
Yeah.
cinnamon roll is so good.
Can I be honest with you?
Yeah.
So I'm trying to do it the right way, and I'm not screwing up. My mindset is to drink the shake. I haven't had a shake yet. All I drank was my coffee today. And after the show, I'll have to force myself to drink the first one because I'm really not that hungry, but I got to get it in,
But why?
Why what?
Why do you have to drink the shake?
For the protein. I need the protein.
Okay.
So I got to drink the 2 shakes and then dinner. And so far so good. I made cauliflower rice last night.
You got this.
Oh, I'm not worried about it.
That's the worst.
It's the worst.
Like my wife tries to make it all the time, and She presents it as rice. I'm like, what is
cauliflower rice the worst? I like cauliflower.
I don't like
Cauliflower rice is good.
Yeah.
You can buy the at whatchamacallit, Whole Foods has the 365 brand, and I think that's the brand. Whatever, you can buy it in the microwavable steam bag and do that. And it's good.
It smells like farts though.
It does. It does.
Yeah.
Nothing smells worse than broccoli in a microwave. Broccoli smells like bad, like you have beer farts. You've been up all night sucking down the Bud Lights, and then all of a sudden, the next day you wake up and you're just gassy from all that. That's what broccoli smells like.
You ever get steamed chicken and broccoli from the Chinese
Hell
restaurant?
yeah.
Whatever?
Oh, I love it.
The oyster sauce, the stuff. That's what really. But that's what makes it bad for you. You know what I mean?
Sauce, yeah.
The sauce is really big because otherwise it's just steamed chicken and vegetable and broccoli.
That
you know?
oyster sauce is so good.
I did a
It's
baby's
so-
foot.
dude,
Yeah.
it's so good.
No oyster in there.
Yeah, none whatsoever. The first time I ever had that,
They just squeeze oyster.
that was we were working afternoons, and I think I got lunch, and you recommended the steamed chicken and broccoli, and I got it for like 2 weeks straight.
Yeah, it's
it
good.
was so good.
That would from that Thai place.
Yes.
All I would
Thai.
get was that cashew chicken from that every day. It was
so
fantastic.
good.
Yeah, that place is really good.
I miss that place.
I didn't say I miss it, but it was pretty good.
I miss it.
Is it not there anymore, or just?
It is,
Yeah,
but
it's
we're
here.
we're just never there. Yeah.
I don't miss anything about that place. That whole parking lot.
really.
I don't miss
used to-
Cox. I don't miss the
I
Chinese
miss
Thai joint.
I miss some of our memories at Cody's when it was all of us with Dinah and John Brennan, and we would go.
Certainly don't miss that.
I do. That was some of my
The only thing I
happy
miss
memories.
about Cody's are those big fat buns with that cinnamon butter.
Oh, yeah. Good. It's good.
Dude, when you're on a
Throwing
diet,
stuff on the ground.
Yeah.
Yep.
when you're on a diet, you start thinking about eating stuff. I was laying in my bed last night. I was like, man, remember Trix?
Oh, yes, yes, I do.
I haven't had Trix. I haven't had Trix since I was a kid, but I was like, man, Trix.
That's your brain trying to put you back to where you were because it thinks that's where you were happy. So it's feeding you all these thoughts and memories to put you back where it thinks you were happy.
I think I shared this with you guys a couple of weeks ago. One of the fattest things I've ever done. I think I told you is I found a lollipop.
Yeah, you did.
Found a lollipop, and then I woke up in the middle of the night to pee. Grabbed that lollipop and ate it on the way back to bed.
Wait,
Delicious.
you found a lollipop in the bathroom.
No.
Wait,
Upstairs.
It was a public bathroom.
No.
There was no wrapper on it.
It came through a hole in the wall.
You may have a problem.
No. Upstairs,
Oh my God.
there's like a kitchen area. And I was going through the drawers, and I found a Tootsie Pop in one of the drawers, and I was like, "Oh, where did that come from?" And then when I got up in the middle of the night to pee, I remembered it was there, and I just grabbed it and bit it as I was walking back to the bed. I was just in another world.
A couple days ago, my wife asked me, "Why do you have Reese's peanut butter cups in the medicine cabinet upstairs?" bathroom?
Just in case. Just in case.
And why do you in the middle of the night say, "Quick, get my medicine"?
Yeah.
She's like, "Why is this in here?"
And you wonder why you feel like you're having a heart attack every once in a while.
I told her to respect my process.
Can I tell you that this was my theory since Joey was born, is that I always gave Joey whatever he wanted, candy and cereal and everything, to the point where he doesn't want it anymore. He didn't want it even more as a kid. We have so much Easter candy left over from Easter. Nobody ate their chocolate bunnies that they were given. Nobody ate the candy that was inside the thing. Nobody ate any of it. That's because they've seen it so much since they was a kid. They don't want it. When I was a kid, my mother tried to steer us away from it so much that was all we wanted. And then finally, when I was old enough to buy my own stuff, I went, I'm buying it all. Mm-hmm. Oh, man. The day I went to the store and realized I could just buy that Twix if I want to buy that Twix. I don't have to ask anybody or nothing.
I love Twix.
Yeah, who doesn't love a Twix?
Amazing.
Yeah.
Who doesn't love a
Take
Twix?
Fives. Those are good because they incorporate a little bit of everything.
Yeah. Yeah, there's some
Butter
good.
pretzels.
You see, this is probably not the best thing for
Yeah.
you to do.
I'm sorry, Michael.
Yeah.
Yeah, just throw a couple Twix in the shake. You'll be fine.
Oh, dude, they'll never know.
Medicine Man,
Man, medicine man. You
What-
make me hungry here. You know, it's food. you know?
which concert are you going to Friday? Are you going to Cheap Trick? Are you going to Don Felder? Or are you going to Benson Boone?
90 Rock Fest.
Oh, that's Friday?
Yeah, everything's all the same day.
Who's there? Let me guess.
Shinedown.
Shinedown.
Caesar.